strategy and plan. Got it. Great. Yeah, so as always, let me just go right back. Today, we're going to be talking about how to build your 1-year marketing strategy and plan. My name is Nakimbe Baobab, and the way that we're going to be covering today's information is in 2 parts. We're going to chat from now probably till about 11, and then maybe take 10-15 minute break and then come back and chat some more until 12:30. So for the first half of it, we're going to be talking about marketing strategy and planning. What is a SWOT analysis? And that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We're going to take a look at branding and the importance of branding in creating your 1-year marketing strategy and plan, as well as what are the 5 P's of marketing, and how to identify your ideal target markets and set marketing objectives, and then understanding the customer experience, which is not something that a lot of people speak about when they are talking about digital marketing, but it's very important, and it will significantly impact what you do, the content that you create, where you're putting that content, etc. So then, like I said, we'll take a little bit of break, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about brand recognition, generating sales, and gaining a competitive edge. We're going to look at marketing tools and kits and annual planning templates, as well as marketing budgets. How are you going to market if you don't have any money? What can you do? We'll take a look at relationship building and networking strategies for small businesses, which is important in your marketing. Some people only think about traditional marketing, brochures, television, radio, billboards, benches, right? And there are other people that think about digital marketing, social media marketing, blogs, webinars, emails, podcasts, etc. But a lot of people forget that a big part of marketing is actually relationship building, networking, and getting people to know you one-on-one. And then lastly, we will look at the latest marketing trends and technology, which I'm super excited about, because for all the years that I've been delivering this this presentation for Access, typically if you wanted to do your own videos or get a copywriter or someone to do it for your website, it would take a long time and a lot of money. But with artificial intelligence now, you can do everything so quickly. All you really have to do is learn the prompts, the language, and again, get to know your brand. Otherwise, even if you try to use artificial intelligence, it's going to, your content is going to sound very generic and very blah. So you still need to get your brand solidified, your brand story, and then feed that into the technology so that it can produce content that is accurately representative of you and your business. All right. So, before we begin, since you guys are such a lively bunch, I always like to know, what is your understanding of marketing? So what is marketing to you? And that way I sort of get a benchmark of where everybody is and, the level to which I should be speaking throughout the presentation. And then in addition to what you think marketing is, what are some of the challenges that you face with marketing, or obstacles, or, some top level questions or things that are keeping you up at night when it comes to marketing? So this is a 2-parter. We'll just spend 2 to 5 minutes on it. Feel free to put up your hand and I'll call on you as best I can see on the screen there. So Amal has raised your hand. Amal, so tell me, what is your understanding of marketing? What is marketing to you? And then what are some of the challenges you face, or questions or concerns? And then after you, we'll go to Ernesto.
Hi, Nakimbi. First, I love your energy. It's
thanks.
amazing. And, the way you communicate things is just like very simple and, straight to the point. I just love
Yay.
that.
Thank you.
And so marketing is literally the stage between having an idea and actually reaching the customer. So that phase in between, so how the customer relate to it, how does the customer see it, and how do I feel about it first? So marketing starts from, why did I create this service or product?
Totally agree.
The story around it, and then how is that translate it to the customer, or which and who's the customer that I'm targeting. And it's like a whole journey that,
It is.
have a lot of like fun aspects into it. And yeah,
Yay.
we keep adjusting it, adding it, being creative as much as possible goes a long way. Understanding the customer's needs and emotional motivations, everything that kind of like just makes them motivated to get this or to like go for something else, or does it really like speak to them, does it really like inspire some loyalty into them.
Wow,
So,
you seem like you know a lot about marketing. I don't even think I need to teach this class today. That was a really good, robust answer because you really did address the customer journey. Even before the customer journey, it really starts with you and why you started it. What's your passion? One of the things we'll talk about is your brand story and your competitive edge, because it's a very competitive marketplace out there. So, how do you set yourself apart? How do you differentiate yourself? And you're not able to do that unless you truly know you and your business and who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and what you stand for. And so, on the bottom of the screen there, you'll see I have something called Mappdom's marketing the 10 Mappdom's 10 marketing commandments or something like that. We've changed the name so many times, I don't remember where we finally landed, but you'll see that this is it's like a step-by-step guide for everybody in terms of how they launch their business, or what steps they have to do, the different things that you have to remember. Otherwise, you can become very lost and confused because there's so much information out there and there's so much to do. So excellent.
thank
And
you.
then I'm going to find out what are your, you know what? I'll come to challenges after. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'll
so
circle back to everyone. So I'll go to Ernesto and then Samroit. So if I'm saying your name correctly, please let me know. Or if I'm not saying it correctly, let me know. But so I'd like to know
Correct.
what's your understanding of marketing. And then afterwards, we'll go through, what some of the challenges you guys have are. So Ernesto, did you want to tell me what you think marketing is?
Sí, certainly. It's every element that through which we engage the consumer, any touch points. In the case of people like some of us here that do B2B business, it
Mhm.
goes from the way you dress, the
Yeah.
keywords that you use to convey the brand,
Mhm.
and then how the consumer or the end user perceives the user experience through those touch points.
Excellent. Wow. Wow. Okay. Knowledgeable group. I really don't know if I need to teach this class today. All right. Who is next? I see Sam Rowitz on the screen.
Yes, yeah, it's me.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for your time.
No problem.
Yeah, I would say that marketing is an activity or a business that you promote or sell your products, like explaining what you're trying to sell to people. You just uh, to convince them that what you're doing, and then in a way that you can attract them to buy your services or your goods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to advertise your goods.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get it out there. You got to capture people's attention, let them know what you do,
Yes.
and then try to get them to do business with you. So it's a lot of steps. And then lastly, we'll go to Arif or Arif. Please pronounce your name for me so I know how to say it moving forward.
Hey, Nakimbe, Sarif. Good morning. And
Morning.
uh, so Amal has covered really well about the objective part of it. I would say that there is nothing to add, but I would go into the technical part of it a little bit. So to me, marketing is basically knowing your customer through through a proper profiling, who exactly your customer is, to know like his age, sex, employment status, living style, and these kind of things, and then finding out what level of journey he's in the marketing, in the whole journey of identifying a product, thinking about it, buying it, then using it, reviewing it, which part of the journey he or she is in. and then approach to the customer accordingly, so that my service or product can fulfill his or her need at that particular journey point.
Absolutely. Wow. Excellent job, guys. Wow, I am really, really impressed with these answers. Like, I don't usually get something that's so robust. I was actually captivated by what I was listening to. So thank you guys for that. Okay, and then before we jump into it, what are some of the challenges that you guys face? What are some of the problems, issues, or obstacles? Ernesto?
Yes, thank you. I've been waiting a lifetime to ask you this question.
Woof. Well, here I am, baby.
So I started Akimbe, my consulting company 10 years ago.
Okay.
And it's been word of mouth. Okay, word of mouth
Okay.
for a while. I've been running I would say, very successful company. But now I got to the point where I said, you know what? I have a system and a model that works. And I purposely, 10 years ago, didn't invest in a web page. My brand was the anti-brand. My brand is energy, is Ernesto. People that want to find me only by recommendation get to me. And it was fine. But now that I'm going to the next level, again, you signal some of them, AI and the metaverse and all of the free platforms that are out there. I'm running pilots like in LinkedIn, which is the platform that is most effective. And I have been crafting campaigns for my clients, in order for them to get clients, because my consulting business is I help retiring boomers start their consulting business in their area of specialty. And many of them claim, the first thing they tell you, oh, Ernesto, I don't know how to sell. Oh, hell, how do I build them? So I just design these modules that I do one-on-one. So the key challenge for me is I'm going to have to build a brand from scratch and really learn what tools are out there and how to be nimble. And because I've been bootstrapping my business, like you said, I'm a sucker for anything that is free. You have the word free attached to anything, I'll go for it. So the key challenge is how to scale my business to be noticeable now in the market with the little resources that I have to invest in those platforms that will call the attention of my potential clients. Did I make myself correctly?
Absolutely. And your challenge, I think Maya has her name, her hand up, so we'll get to in a second. But I think that very well and very clearly encapsulates the broad problem for most entrepreneurs. It's like everything that you said, getting the attention, staying nimble, how to, expand your message on very limited resources. So yeah, I'm going to put my email in the chat afterwards. Anybody, you guys want like a free one-on-one consultation? Because I always tell people to reach out to me on LinkedIn, but I don't check my LinkedIn often enough. So if you send me an email, then you guys can get a private consult. But yeah, that is this exact challenge that people face. Okay. And then thanks for your participation, Ernesto. And then I've got Mia or Maya. How do you say your name?
Yeah, it's Mia. Yeah, I think my challenge is because my business is more fashion related. So like there's so many platforms. There is TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, like every platform like possible that I should be on, but I don't know at this point what is the best platform to start with.
Right. Yeah. It can be really hard to choose. And you guys have kind of answered it a little bit. And Miriam, I'm going to get to you in a second. But if you really understand, and we'll get to that in the program. If you guys know your customer well and you pick one or two avatars and just focus on them and sort of niche down, that will allow you to gain mastery on a particular platform, or gain mastery with a particular target audience or potential client base, and then you start doing well there and then expand onto different platforms. Because if you try to be on TikTok, Facebook, Reels, YouTube, LinkedIn, Meta, Threads, I mean, it's crazy, right? And they each want you to post on all other platforms multiple times a day. Who has time for that? So so it can be overwhelming. It can be confusing. So it's nice to basically be able to break it down and have a place to start at least.
Right. I think the best, like, the suitable platform is Instagram, but what I heard for Instagram, it's really hard to let the algorithm is not favorable to new accounts. That's why I kind of hesitate.
Yeah, it can be challenging. I mean, when you get on a new platform in the beginning, you always have the best chances of success. It is more competitive now. And so one of the things I would advise is just like start making relationships, like I was speaking about before. Connect with people who are doing well on Instagram. So brand ambassadors or influencers, let them push your stuff so that they can help you to grow rather than you trying to grow yourself. Just leverage other people's networks, basically. So you have to create those relationships. And then lastly, Miriam, and then we'll just jump right in. Miriam, what challenges do you face with marketing?
First of all, you pronounce my name perfectly, which is not all the time the case. Thank you. So the business me and my partner have in mind, it's a completely B2B business. So we find it very difficult to approach them and how to put ourselves out for the bigger companies to see us and market ourselves in that scope. So I just wanted to know what advice do you have for us when we're gonna target very big companies for our product?
Wow, that's a great question. And it's funny because when I have clients that are B2C clients, it's very different than clients that are B2B or B2G, B to government or B2E, B to education. And so basically it is about relationships. It's about attending trade events. Like they have to get to know you. They're getting bombarded by emails from strangers all the time. They don't know you. They don't care about you, right? So if you know the CEO, for example, is you got to be following them on social media. You have to be commenting on them. Let them at least know you. And I mean, sometimes, quite frankly, it can take months or sometimes even years, but the payoff is amazing. But you have to build those relationships, comment, congratulate, right? If you find out that the CEO is involved with UNICEF or United Way or Habitat for Humanity, go there, build the relationships, and not necessarily the CEO, but the directors or the managers, volunteer your time. And then from a marketing perspective, at least from a digital marketing perspective, you have to be positioning yourself as the expert. You have to be creating content. You have to, apply for awards and win them so that you're seen as credible, so that these companies and these decision makers will take you seriously. So it's not just about dancing on TikTok or you got to create white papers. You have to find out what problems those companies are having and create a report or a white paper that's a solution. And you have to do research as a chief marketing officer. That's what I spent a lot of my time doing, researching, finding out where the decision makers are, what events are they going to, what trade journals do they read. And you have to be there. Your content has to be there. Even if you take out an ad in a trade publication, right, you will at least be able to, in the future, say as seen as, or as seen on, you know what I mean? Those are called advertorials, where it's basically, it looks like an editorial piece, but it's really an ad in it. Anyway, so those are some of those are really great examples of what marketing is and what people's ideas of marketing is. And, what challenges, and you guys brought up a wide variety of challenges, which is really nice because it encompassed a lot. But the types of challenges that people face in marketing. And today we are going to address how to overcome some of those challenges. And hopefully I've given you a couple nuggets already so that you kind of know what to do. All right. So when it comes to marketing, what I hear is exactly what you guys are saying, is that there's all these different things to do. They don't necessarily have to put everything together. They're kind of confused. So what I did was, for my company, I created something called the 10 Commandments of Marketing. There you go. That's the name of it. I couldn't remember earlier. But the 10 Commandments of Marketing. And so what I want you to know is that, and you know what? You're also going to have to spend a little money. Like sometimes you might have to invest in programs or gurus or something, but you're going to have to invest a little bit of money. I took a program with a person, and even though I had my master's degree, and I'll tell you a little bit about my background in a minute, but even though I had my master's degree, what I was learning in my master's is, how to run a corporation and stuff like that, but not necessarily how to differentiate myself in the marketplace. And this is something that you're all going to have to learn how to do, whatever business you're offering. What makes you better, bigger, different, faster, quicker? Like, what's your competitive edge? And, we were talking about B2B earlier, and you have to position yourself as a leader or an expert in the marketplace. Otherwise, you're just another person. You're just another peddler, basically, right? You're just trying to push a product. You're another peddler. And so what I did was I sort of took a look at, okay, so what does Mappdom, my company, what do I do when I first work with a client, whether it's a Fortune 100 company or a startup? And I can't have a different process for everybody, because then I'll be confused, and that's not duplicatable, or it's not replicatable. And so I thought, well, what is it I do for every company? I said, well, the first thing is I get to know the company and who they are and their services and products. And, I get to know the company. And the next thing I do is I take a look at who are their competitors and what are their competitors' strengths, weaknesses, and, how do they compare? The next thing I would do is I say, okay, so now that I know who, my client is, and I know who their competitors are, how is my client better? What differentiates them? What, makes them better in the marketplace? Because that's what I have to market in the marketing material. The next thing I ask myself is, well, who is their ideal buyer? Who is their target market, right? And so from there, I'm like, okay, now that I know who their target market is, I have to create specific campaigns. So I'm not just selling cars. I might be selling cars to busy moms who are taking their children to soccer and need a lot of room in their cars, in their vehicle. I might be selling a vehicle to a student that just got out of school and they're just getting their first job, making maybe $45,000, $50,000, and they probably have maybe $230 a month, for a car payment. That's a completely different campaign. And then I might have a campaign for a vehicle that, some guy in his like mid 50s, he's going through whatever midlife crisis, or he's got a lot of money and wants to show it off. So that's what I mean by, like, you'll see here on the bottom, be thou not general, or surely your business will fall ill. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, just checking the time. What I'm trying to say is that when I started to look at my process and what differentiated me from my competitors, I was like, oh, I have a process. So now I can call it something. Now I can brand myself. Now I can position myself as an expert. Because if I'm just selling digital marketing, it's very hard. Like, everyone has a website. Everyone can use Wix. Everyone can do their own video. Everyone can do their own social media. Why is someone going to do business with me? But I didn't position myself as just a digital marketing agency. I positioned myself as a thought leader. We come up with models and programs and steps and processes. And by positioning myself as an expert and highlighting my differentiator, I get invited to podcasts. I go to conferences. I win awards. So that's all a part of marketing. Anyway, I'm going to get into what these 10 commandments are. I just kind of went over them, but this is what you need to do for your business as well. And Natalie and Catherine have sat in a lot of these with me. Ernesto, I'll get to in 1 second, but they've sat in with me with a lot of these presentations. And I always start with this, take a screenshot of it, because I'm going to be throwing a lot of information at you. You're not going to remember all of it, but if you at least have the 10 commandments of marketing and you remember them, then it's always going to be able to guide you through your process, right? And again, to differentiate myself in the market, I had to make it cute. I had to make it catchy. And so I'm going to read all 10 commandments and then explain them really briefly, and then we'll just jump into the meat and potatoes of everything. But anyway, so the first one, know thy business and to thy business be true. Number 2, oh, by the way, and it's based on the 10 commandments, because some people believe in the 10 commandments. And if you follow these rules, you'll get to heaven. So I mimicked it on that. It's like, if you follow these marketing rules, you'll get to marketing heaven. So anyway, know thy business and to thy business be true. Know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. Shine thy light on what makes thou great. Number 4, honor thou audience segments in every single way. So I told you about that earlier, like the mom, the new graduate student, the midlife crisis guy, right? Like, so Honor thou audience segments in every single way. Be thou not general, or surely your business will fall ill. Number 6, commit not off the cuff marketing. Be targeted, use skill. Number 7, market smartly and only where it makes good sense. Number 8, monitor your results. Do testing, be dense. That means don't do shallow marketing. Like, don't just post. You got to look at your analytics, right? So that you know what to do and you can make informed decision moving forward. Anyway, then number 9, thou shalt not rely solely on one simple marketing strategy. And then number 10, thou shalt move to paid advertising only after testing organically. So this is basically the process that I take like every corporation through. Again, it's relatable, it's catchy. It's basically a step-by-step process. And because I created something like this, I'm able to talk about this. I'm able to differentiate myself in the marketplace. No other digital marketing company can say that they have the 10 commandments of marketing. Like, I can say that worldwide. So you have to do that with your business as well. Dig deep to find out what makes you different. Highlight, your competitive strengths, your competitive advantage. And that's what you're going to be talking about in your marketing. Anyway, so I'm going to skip through this. I think there are handouts available, so you guys can do some of these exercises on your own after today's talk. We'll have some question and answer. I'll go over a topic for a few minutes and then we'll have some questions. Ernesto, I haven't forgotten about you. I'll get to you in one quick second. And then this is who we have here. So this is who we're going to be talking to today. Recruiting agency. Actually, that might be a little bit too small. Let me go here. We got recruiting agency, educational center, fitness. We have got premium athleisure wear. Okay, that's pretty cool. Neighborhood hub for organic farms. I like that idea. See you in Iran, new technology, educational services, consulting, e-commerce, press on nails. Oh, that's really cute. Cosmetic sales. So we run the whole gamut here in terms of offerings. And I want you to know that the information that I'm about to share with you is applicable to all industries at all stages, because at any point in time, you can go back to those 10 commandments and they will help, guide you in your marketing. And a little bit about me. So I'm an award-winning graduate from the University of Toronto. I have my master's of business administration from Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts. My PMP I keep meaning to update these slides, but over 25 years of senior leadership experience in both the public and the private sector. I've worked internationally with all levels of entrepreneurs, from startups to blue chip corporations. I did a TEDx talk. I'm a motivational speaker, executive coach, author, writer, publisher, and teacher. Yay! So before we begin, Ernesto, did you have a question?
You answer half of it, which is I wanted to, before you start, to have your background, but please, your 30-second pitch of what is your company about and what do you do?
So I have a digital marketing company. We basically focus on strategy and teaching people how to generate leads for free. Because like I said, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I can help corporations make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but my heart is with small businesses. So I teach small businesses how to use corporate processes to elevate their success, basically. Yeah. And so that's a really great question. That's basically what's called an elevator pitch. And so the first commandment, like I said, is know thy business and to thy business be true. And sometimes people will ask you, what do you do? And you're caught, on guard or off guard. You're caught off guard. And you're like, oh, but I do this. And so it's like, no, nobody wants to hear all that. And nobody wants to hear you ramble on for 7 minutes about what you do. Just get to it. I'm a digital marketing company. We focus on marketing strategy. We also show people how to get leads for free using corporate strategies so they can scale and experience similar success. Boom. That's how, whatever business you guys have, you need to be able to articulate it in that quick a period of time. What you do, what differentiates you, who your target market is, and what the end result's going to be. Like, that's kind of what you want to have in your elevator pitch. All right, so we already talked about marketing. Marketing is a process of getting attention for your services or products so that you can get customers, and it has everything from, like Ernesto was saying, your dress and your appearance, to how your website comes across, to the packaging, to how people answer your phone, to the language that you use in your email, to the email signature. Any way that you present your business in public is basically marketing because you're gaining attention. It's either good attention or it's bad attention. But you want to make sure that things are as seamless as possible and that people have a good user experience and they get to know, like, and trust you so they will buy from you. Having said that, when I say people have to know, like, and trust you, please do not think someone's going to come to your website and be so blown away that they're going to whip open their wallets and throw their credit cards at you. That is an entrepreneur's dream, but that's not how it works in the marketplace. You really should bet on about 1% conversion. So you have to realize you need 100 people to even see your stuff before one person will buy. And typically they need to see your stuff 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times before you even register in their mind for them to even take notice, to even consider you, right? So that's why you want to have, try to collect their name and email address, put them into an email funnel, and then follow up with them. That's the best way to capture a lead, by the way, because even if you get followers on social media, they can drop off. The algorithms may not show your stuff. But if you have their email address, you have control. You'll always have that list. And you can market to them at any time. Anyway, I'm just telling you that as a side note because you have to get people to know, like, and trust you before they buy. So how are they going to get to know you? They have to see your content on a continual basis. They have to understand who you are, what you offer, who you serve, the benefit of them doing business with you, right? They have to get to know you. And then once they've gotten to know you, they're like, okay, I like this person. I like this brand. I like this content. I like this vibe. I like this energy. I like what they're saying. And then you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna try their stuff out. I think I'm gonna buy something, right? That is the natural psychological process that a buyer goes through. So you have to get people to know, like, and trust you before they buy. And that's where marketing comes in. But then there's also the sales part of it. So I want you to know that just because I put a post up and nobody bought, or I put a video and I don't make $100,000 yet. It doesn't work like that. It is a process. It's a long-term game. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So there's the marketing part. That's the bringing awareness and then bringing them into your funnel. And then there's the lead nurturing. So there's lead generation. That's generating the leads, getting them into your funnel. And then there's the lead nurturing part. That's when you get them to know, like, and trust you by the emails that you send out, content, etc. And that's where you can make this sale, right? So even in large companies, they have a marketing department and they have a sales department. It's not combined. So again, I stress this, and there's no other marketing teacher that I know that talks about this, the difference between sales and marketing, because people do get the two confused or conflated. They think, oh, I'm marketing, I should be having sales. No, marketing is the awareness part of it. Sales is the nurturing and conversion part of it. All right. So I hope that I've given you enough knowledge and you guys seem to be at a sophisticated enough level with your marketing awareness to understand that if you're going to have any success, you can't just, like one of the commandments said, you can't just have off the cuff marketing or, oh, I think I should post today and think that you're going to be effective. You need to have a theme. You need to have a strategy. You have to have objectives and goals. Like, what are you trying to do? And then how are you going about doing that? Where are you going to do it? And in which way will you do it, right? That all requires marketing strategy and planning, right? Because obviously a goal without a plan, that's just a wish. I wish I made $1 million. I wish I had a lot of customers. Well, wishing doesn't make it so. So anyway, a strategy is basically a careful plan or method for achieving a particular goal within a particular period of time. So this is why it's important to think about your marketing strategy and create a marketing strategy before you even start marketing. And I'm telling you, if you do this in any other order, you are just setting yourself up for a lifetime of struggle and suffering, because you have to have your plan, right? So I want to be on this many social media channels by the end of the year. I want to have my website done, by the end of September. I want to bring on a virtual assistant by March of 2024. I want to learn artificial intelligence so you have to have a plan, right? I want to attract recently retired boomers who are looking to start consulting companies and don't understand technology. Like, you have to be really specific, because now, are they baby boomers? You probably don't want to be on TikTok. You're probably going to be on LinkedIn. You might be doing more relationship building and networking, right? So you have to have your end goal in mind. Like, do you want to grow your email list? Well, then what are all the steps involved in doing that? Do you want to grow your YouTube channel? What are all the steps in doing that? You have to know what your end goal is and then work towards that. Waking up in the morning and thinking, oh shoot, I have to post something today, is not a strategy. It's not a theme. There are no goals. There are no deadlines. There's no accountability. So it doesn't work, basically. Ernesto, did you want to say something before I move on?
Yes, please. Just to pick your brain, which is back to the challenge. If you have been successful with a strategy, you said, this is what I want to accomplish in the long term. And man, I really struggle because I've been victim of my own success, and I understand the need for change, because at some point I too will be discontinued. So that's why I'm here, looking for those mentors or those sounding boards to build a case for change. Any thoughts? How do you challenge yourself to do that? Again, if you're a victim of your own success, you're getting clients, your strategy has worked in the short, medium, and long term, but you see the platforms and the technologies changing, you say, oh, shoot, at some point, if I don't get on that boat, I might be just erased. And that's my daily struggle. Every time I sit quarterly to review where we're going, it's like, oh man, here I go again. I got 3 more clients using the strategy that was fine 10 years ago, and it continues to be fruitful. Anyways, sorry for the rambling, but that's
great. So I have a couple things to say to that. The first one is, so my daughter has a tattoo on the back of her neck of a crown, and it's there to remind herself to always keep humble, because she said it's the head of the crown that gets killed, right? That they're, if you're the champ with the belt, someone's always coming after you, right? It's the king that gets killed. So she remembers that when you're at the height of your game, that's when you're the most vulnerable, right? And so I think implementing discipline is important. And I also would challenge you to put yourself in the shoes of your clients, because for me, I sort of ran into the same challenge as you a few years ago, where I didn't like technology. I wasn't comfortable with technology, but I realized that it wasn't going to get any slower. And if I didn't adapt now, I was going to fall further and further behind. So I forced myself to jump into technology, just like when you're about to go into a diet, right? You have to get your mind right first, or else it's gonna not work out. And so, so you have to have the discipline to know. Well, I had to have the discipline and acknowledge, okay, I don't like technology. I feel uncomfortable with it. It's taking a long time. I'm frustrated. I feel inadequate. I had to acknowledge, just like the first commandment, know thyself and to thyself be true, right? I had to acknowledge that, come to face it, become comfortable with the discomfort, and move into it anyway. And it's the same thing for you. And when I tell you to put yourself in the shoes of your customer, because you know that you're going to have baby boomers that they don't want to change, they don't want to challenge, they don't want to do these things, but you know they have to get to the next level. You have to give yourself the same advice. You have to change, because you know you're going to become a dinosaur, and it's going to be very hard, difficult, and sad for you to try to catch up when your pipeline starts getting dry. You're like, oh, I didn't get 3 clients, I didn't get 2, I only got 1. And what are you going to try to catch up then? Now is the time. It's just like they say, look for a job when you already have one, not when you're desperate, when you have lost your job and you're desperate and you'll take any job you can. Now is the time for you to be embracing that change and jumping into technology while you still are having a full pipeline of success using the old methods, because once they dry up, and it will happen just like that, it will happen suddenly, just like COVID hit and shut people's businesses down right away. You don't know when technology is going to overtake, and make you obsolete in a second, dry out your bank account, blow through your savings, and then you're desperately trying to struggle. How do I learn AI? Don't put yourself in that position. So that would be my advice to you. Have some discipline. Hold yourself accountable like you would your own client, and just be comfortable with the discomfort and jump in. Yay. Okay. So we already talked about the importance of having a plan, because again, it helps you define the full scope of what you're doing. You can stay focused. You can have objectives and deadlines, and check-ins every quarter. Or it's like, oh my gosh, having an accountability partner is good too. Like, oh, I said I was going to have this done by this date and it's not done. What does that mean? How far back into the future am I pushing off my financial success by not getting this thing done now, right? But if you don't have a plan, and like I said, every day you kind of wake up, you're like, oh crap, I didn't post yesterday. Bad on me. That's not going to make you successful. You're going to continue to stay on this cycle, spinning your wheels of suffering and struggling. And I'm not trying to be all ominous and scary, but I'm telling you from experience, that is what's going to happen if you don't have a plan. All right. So I told you about the 10 commandments: know thy business, and to thy business be true, and then know thy competitors' ways, and you'll never be blue. So one of the ways to do that is to conduct a SWOT analysis. That's when you look at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for you and your competitor. So maybe your prices, a strength it could be a strength or a weakness. And that's why it's important to go through this exercise, because you want to highlight your strengths and you want to turn your weaknesses around so that they still look like strengths from a marketing perspective, because people will call you out on what you are ineffective or inept at, right? So you should get in front of it and address it first. So for example, a perceived weakness could be your price point. Maybe you're priced a little bit higher than some people in the market, and they'll be like, well, I'm going to go to your competitor. They're like 20% cheaper than you are, right? If you conduct a SWOT analysis and you know that, you'll be able to say, well, so-and-so, I understand your concern, but you have to realize that if they're offering it at a discount price, they're getting their savings somewhere. So are they, not investing in customer service or technology or operations, or are they using inferior products? Like, where is that saving coming from? So yes, our price point may be a little bit more expensive, but that's because we use the highest quality ingredients or the strongest, metals or the strongest steel or whatever. That way, the foundation lasts forever. Even from a clothing perspective, I think Mia was talking about fashion. Why am I going to spend $100 on a sweater or $200 on jeans when I can go and get like 10 shirts for $100 and I could buy jeans for $15? Yeah, absolutely. But when you put that in the wash, I mean, like, we're using the best quality fabrics. They're elastic. They've been tested. They're environmentally safe, right? You can use those, get the cheaper pants or get the cheaper shirts, but the color is going to wear out. It's going to bleed into your other clothes. It's going to lose its elasticity. And then you're just going to have to go back and buy them. So in the long run, you're actually spending 2.5 times more on those inexpensive shirts than you would have if you just made a long-term investment in our classic fashion brand. Boom, just like that. And I just completely made that up. I love making stuff up at the top of my head because I have so much experience in marketing that I can just come up with these scenarios. But the point is, you want to be able to look at your strengths, your weaknesses, and opportunities and threats so that you can basically be prepared and put that into your marketing. And sometimes people don't quite understand, well, what do you mean by opportunities and threats? What I'll say about that is, for example, there was a lady, and right before COVID happened, she was launching a wine bar. So she had some chemical engineering background and she knew how to make alcohol, basically. So she was opening up a wine bar, and then COVID hit and everything shut down. And then she's like, wait a second. One of my strengths are I understand chemistry, and I can, instead of making alcohol to consume, I can make, ethanol for hands. And she changed her business model from a wine bar, to ethanol hand sanitizer, and she cleaned up. right? So you really have to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. A pandemic, a regulation change, a change in software technology, your vendor goes out of business. Like, you need to do this so that it can help you in your planning. Right. So this is just an exercise that you guys can do on your own, because we have 4 other topics to cover in the next 40 minutes before we break at 11. And I'm sorry, I just keep looking back at the clock. That's what I'm trying to look at the clock on my wall. Anyway, so I would advise you to do a SWOT analysis for yourself. I don't know if any, one of you wants to quickly, because I don't want to take too much time on it, but I don't know if any one of you wants to volunteer to say off the top of your head, what do you think your strengths, your weaknesses, or perceived weaknesses, I'm going to say, but strengths, perceived weaknesses, opportunities, and threats might be to your business. Does anybody know, or does anybody want to volunteer? Ernesto.
Thank you. I love putting my foot in my mouth. So the strength up to now, I've been the business, so I'm a super networker. I have at least in my current, actually that kind of sparked the idea. I have 10 chief innovation officers of Fortune 500 companies who are my friends and mentors, and I have their WhatsApp number. And because of that, I get in the door, okay? The weakness is, as you mentioned before, technology. Even though I'm a fast learner, the technology goes much faster than I want to. And in order to scale my business, I bit the bullet and say, you know what? I need to not only hire the people, I need to understand high level what the technology is for, and if it's going to enable me to get to the solving the pain point my clients have. Because my platform is to end, the retiring boomers and the 4500s to match them up, kind of like LinkedIn, but very technically specific for fast-moving consumer goods. Hence the opportunity. Everybody and their grandmother will tell you, you know what, you cannot scale consulting because the day has only 24 hours. On the other hand, you see your kid and my kid, every 3 years, they change jobs, I don't care either. Raise my salary, promote me. So my question is, okay, who is holding that, I'll say, baton for the corporation, that knowledge, who's filling that knowledge gap while you train the person, etc. And there's where I come in with the interim expert knowledge that can actually solve the problems. The threat is LinkedIn is already out there. Headhunters are already out there. There are platforms dedicated to do that connection between the two of them with a reputable name. However, I think while there's a threat, it's an opportunity because I'm doing it so niche oriented, and I'm passing. I'll give you an example. They hire you and me. A company at this stage in our careers cannot afford us. They cannot afford us. However, they will handsomely pay you for a 3 hours a week retainer to have your brain power, and that has happened to me.
Right.
What I do is I get the
Sharice,
client.
I'm coming. Go ahead, Ernesto.
I get the client, and then I pass those benefits to the boomer, and I only take 10% commission. All right, he's getting 5,000 a month, and I'm getting 500, and he's learning via my platform how to sell, connect. So I hope that I address strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats very, very briefly.
Good. Yeah. Well, it's good. It's a good exercise to even go through or think about, because it's not something a lot of people do address. Again, a lot of people are like, oh, I have a business. I have to start marketing. I need a brochure. I need a website. What's my font, my logo? I got to get a Facebook page. I guess I have to get Instagram. I don't know how to do this. I mean, you know what I mean? So at least going through the exercise will bring up the awareness of the areas of discomfort or lack of skill so that you can address it. So thank you. And then Sharice, nice to meet you, love. So what's your business and what do you think your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are?
My business is a cleaning company.
Okay.
However, with my cleaning company, I don't just stick to one form of cleaning. I do organizing. I do it comes with a large background. So for me, my strength would be first of all, consistency, because that's
Okay.
what I believe in. Being consistent. A lot of people don't have consistency with
Mhm.
jobs. They just normally say, okay, I get this job, but they're not doing the work. They just want a job. So consistency is one thing with me. I bring, for my strengths, I bring organizational cleaning, because one thing for a wow factor with me and my clients, what I try to do is implement things that other companies haven't done. I've done a lot of job shadowing. So I get to see a bit of what they bring. I kind of go beyond cleaning. I don't want to
Okay.
just do the surface work. I want to go down to the nitty gritty things that you think I don't see. I see, and I want to get to that. I want to clean it. So with me, I also do arrangements. So when you walk into your home, you get this hotel kind of feel. Like, oh my gosh, I can drop something to the ground and actually pick it up and eat. So these are my strengths, what I want to bring that wow factor to you,
Okay.
that's going to make you say, oh, I need to tell this one and I need to tell this one, because a lot of times I do the feedback, and the feedback normally consists of, oh, the first day they came in was this, and then the next time the work just started to deplete. They're not doing it the same because now they get a job,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean,
But
I'm
it
in
don't.
Florida right now, and I'm like, gosh, if you were in Florida, I would hire you on the spot. And if I was in Toronto, I would hire you on the spot. So it's good that you know your strengths, right? That's because what you were saying is true. I've hired cleaning companies, Mary Maids or whatever, and it's like a turnstile thing. They're just hiring people all the time, so you never know who you're getting. It's never the same person twice. You don't know about the quality of work, and you're right, there's no consistency. Like, different people show up to my house every other week. I can't even really build a relationship, yet there's a stranger in my home. So if you were to know your business, like you're saying, and make a video about it right away, people know, oh, it isn't just a cleaning service, because people do come and clean your house, but I love my stuff organized, right? So if somebody was to do that holistic thing, so yeah, I think you can niche yourself out and definitely brand yourself. Congratulations, you know your wow factor. And then really quickly, because we've got half an hour to cover like 4 more
Okay,
little topics.
my
Yeah.
weakness point would be that because I don't have a ride as yet, I'm not open to taking people from different areas in Toronto.
Okay.
So that would be like a weakening point for me. And
Okay.
because my name isn't so far out, I'm going up against bigger companies. But then, like I said, it's what I bring to the table other than the different companies. My weakness would be sometimes I get calls from people who would have gotten my number through word of mouth, but because where they're situated and I don't have a ride as yet, I'm unable to take on these clients. So that would be my weakness. My opportunities would be to bring in new ideas, funky ideas to them, like talk to them about certain things that they don't do. And then my opportunities would also be like grounding the position, like getting there like once a week, maybe twice a week for cleaning, even the whole month, instead of just being there when they need the cleaning. It's almost like I'm a routine cleaner for them.
Okay. And then what's a
That's
threat?
my opportunities. My threats would probably be that. Now, my threat for me is like how we did with the logos and all of those other stuff the other day, that I am not branding right, like in terms of getting pictures and pulling them down. I don't want to like fall into a category of being sued because I don't have the sufficient income to do the groundwork. And that's probably my biggest threat.
Okay. I'm going to challenge you on that. Again, thank you guys all for your participation. I really hope you're learning a lot. So for me, this is what I see. You're getting business, Nick Bay, right now. So because you just sound like a client to me. So I'm like, okay, this is what we need to do to clean this up. So your strengths, we already know what they are. Your weaknesses, said you can't travel. I see that as an opportunity. So what you would do is you offer different levels. So you offer basic cleaning, you offer cleaning and organizing, you offer cleaning, organization, and arranging, like whatever the three ones that you want to do. So they have tier 1, that's one price, tier 2, that's the second price, tier 3, that's the third price. What you do is you have tier 3 cover the cost of like what an Uber is. So just think about who you're like if you can at least take the train to one of the stations and then take an Uber from there to minimize your Uber costs, right? But how are you going to cover your Uber so it doesn't cut into your profits? You're going to bake that into your third tier, right? Another thing that you could do is you can have subscription packages. So you're like, okay, if you just want a one-off with me, it's like $300, but if you book with me bi-weekly, it's $250. If you commit to like 6 months or 1 year, that way you're having sort of predictive income, residual income. You're locking in people for 6 months to 12 months so that you're not scrambling every single month for clients. You're building up your reputation. You're getting the reviews and the testimonials to help you get more clients. So again, just for me, a quick business, all you got to do is tell me about your business for a few minutes and I can identify your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So one of the other things I'll say to you, and I usually charge like $350 for a consultation like this, because this stuff is gold if you just take this. And so I'm saying, so a threat to your business, which, you're talking about your logo and stuff like that, that's not really a threat. I know you might think it is, but it's not a threat. A threat is that you're a one-woman show. If you get sick, if your health is impacted, you have no income coming in. So you take that threat, turn it into an opportunity. What you can do is now you can start to train people at your level in Mississauga, in Peel, in Durham, in Etobicoke, in wherever. Get students that are looking for money. You train them on your method. You say, look, we're launching a little franchise in your area. You'll be helping students. My rates, because I have 10 years of experience, are, 300, 250, and 200. But if you work with a student, you could get that for 150, 75, whatever. So it's a scaled down price point. Now you are expanding yourself to different regions. You are standardizing your process by saying, look, we are dead serious about our cleaning. We are dead serious about our organizing. We are dead serious about our arranging. Try our students. Let us know how they do. If they're up to par, we're going to hire them, give them a raise. They can stay full time. So it's a win-win-win situation. Like that's a full business model that you got right there. Everybody can do the same thing for your business if you just go through that simple SWOT exercise. So Charisse and Ernesto, thank you for your participation, because I've been with Access for years, but it's always fun for me because it gives me an opportunity to like be creative and come up with solutions on the spot. Like when I'm doing speed mentoring, if I'm working with a long-term client for 6 months or a year, it's just like the same old, yeah. We met last week, I know. But when I get to meet with you guys, they're all fresh and new. It's really exciting. So Charisse and Ernesto, thank you for the opportunity. All right. So in terms of branding, we talked about looking at your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And when you do that exercise, what it allows you to create your brand. It allows you to create your brand story and your identity. Ernesto is creating identity with his niche marketing and his niche group and his baby boomer target market identification, right? Charisse is branding herself with her wow factor. She's just not another cleaning company, because again, going through the 10 commandments, know thy business and thy business be true. Know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue. Once she knows that, look, yeah, you can go to Mary Maids because they have a big name, but that's like a turnstile business, right? With me, you're getting this, this, and this. We're building a long-term relationship. So out of that, she can start to create her brand, right? If your personality is big and vivacious, then the colors of your brand should also probably be big and vivacious. Vivacious. That's not even a word, but I think it should be. It can be big and vivacious, right? And so the music that you use, the imagery that you use in your videos, on your social media posts, in your banners, on your website, that all feeds into your brand and your marketing and the subtle message that you're sending out. So Mappdom, for example, again, my company, I'll just break it down. So my company, our colors are blue and orange. So, you know, as I said in the beginning, I have all my accolades, my experience, my results, but I don't really fit into the corporate personality like Ernesto was talking about. I'm not the type to wear pearls and, you know, like that's just not me, but it doesn't take away from my ability or professionalism or experience. Like I can get you the results if that's what you want. If you want results, do business with me. If you want someone who's going to look pretty at the table, then I might not be your person, but that's okay, right? Because I brand myself in such a way that I attract the right kind of client and I also repel the wrong kind of client. So that's the branding. So I say that to say, I didn't just be like, oh, I like orange and blue. I didn't pick my colors. My brand picked my colors. So when I did color psychology research, is it? Okay, I just want to make sure I have the right time. When I was doing branding psychology research, colors that are associated with trust and credibility and longevity, it's blue, right? So that's where the solid grounding part, but I'm also very fun and, you know, vivacious and vibrant. So that's why I put the orange in there. So my colors are deliberate. My font, I didn't just say like, oh, I like this font. I said, no, what kind of message am I trying to convey? Again, because I didn't go about branding and marketing my business the way a normal person would, because I already had the corporate background. So I just applied those corporate strategies to my own business. Anyway, so like I'm saying, I didn't pick my font. I let my brand pick my font. So I'm like, well, what message do I want to convey? I want to convey results. I want to convey impact, because I have to play off of this silly little crazy personality side of mine, right? And so my font is, the name of the font is actually Impact. It's all bold letters. They're tall and they're long. That's deliberate because marketing is also very subtle. It's also psychological. It's also subliminal. So just these little things impact people. So I've got the blue, I've got the orange, I've got the Impact font. And I also have the fist, right? Because my brand is about empowerment. I want people to, you know, learn about marketing so that they can, you know, do well in their business, get customers, have cash flow, revenue, profit, investments, live off the investments, and live their dream life. Like that is my goal. That is my motivation. I think Amal was talking at the beginning about marketing happens before you even start marketing, right? So again, my fist is about empowerment. I want people to be empowered in their marketing so that they can, like I said, get results, get customers, get cash, increase their revenue, increase their profits, invest the profits, live off of the residual income, and live a grand life. That is what Mappdom is about. So again, when I talk about the 10 commandments, know thy business and thy business be true, it is that subtle, right? So what are all the different elements of your brand? The color, the font, the music, the language, the images, the videos, the language. Somebody, I asked my director of operations to send an email to a client who was taking really long to get back to us. And he used ChatGPT for it. And what he wrote was nothing like he talks, and it was nothing how I talk. It was nothing how Mappdom sounds. It was like, in order to move forward with this request, we need to, I'm like, who talks like that? We don't talk like that, right? So your branding is, like I said, it's in your email. It's in your email signature. It's in how the people greet the phone, right? Like if you hire people, and you say you're a professional company and you have somebody speaking very colloquially on the phone, it's not a brand match, right? If you know, you have this very like Virgin Mobile, you know, Richard Branson personality, and then you get on the phone and people are trying to be all intimidating with fancy words, it's not a brand match. So your brand is not just, it's not just the colors, it's not just the font, it's not just the music, it's not just the imaging, it's the package, it's the email, it's the language, it's the voice, it's the feel, it's everything. It's how you portray yourself in the marketplace and how you come across. So again, once you know your brand story, why are you doing consulting? Why are you doing cleaning? Why are you doing fashion? Why are you doing e-commerce? Why Why are you doing your business? What brings you joy and passion and energy about it? Or what was missing in the marketplace that caused you to create this? Like Airbnb happened because there was a convention in town. All the hotels were booked up. These guys had these blow up beds. That's where the B&B part comes from. Air mattress, right? Air mattress, bed and breakfast. I think that's where it came from, Airbnb. And so from there, they're able to create a whole brand, a whole story, and now they have a whole big business. So that's why I said, even for Charisse, I tell everybody the 10 commandments, every big company that you see now, every Fortune 1000, every Fortune 500, every Fortune 100 company that you see now was just a little business that grew. It was an embryo that turned into a baby, that turned into a toddler, to a preschooler, to an adolescent, to an adult, and now they're a full-blown mature business. So it doesn't matter how small you are right now. It doesn't matter how much money you do or do not have right now. It doesn't matter how much experience you do or do not have right now. If you have a service or a product, you can create a brand story and you can create your marketing from that brand story. Who do you serve? Why do you serve them? In which way do you serve them? What colors do you pick and why? You know, how fast is your SLA, your service level agreement? Like, we will get back to you within 3 days. All of those things, your promises, your communication, your mission statement. Like I said, Mappdom is about empowerment. It's all a part of your branding. So you don't have to like knock your head against the wall trying to figure it out. Just go in deep, be authentic, be real, and let your story come out. And then let your story inform and create your brand for you. That's exactly what Mappdom did. I didn't go on saying, I like this color, I like this brand, had nothing to do with me. And I think that that's a challenge with a lot of entrepreneurs, is that they think that their business is about them. It's about your consumer. It has nothing to do with what color you like or what font you like. It's about what the customer likes and what's going to attract them. Right. And again, having consistency across all your online and offline marketing. So again, it's not just your brand and your logo and your brochure and your website. It's consistency. Like, I did a presentation for a class that I have on Thursdays at 2:30. And again, anybody who emails me, I'm free to invite you to one of the classes for free. But we were talking about social media and looking at all of my social media, whether it was Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and you could barely tell what platform we were on because all of the images, it's all consistent. And that's what's called seamless. They have a seamless experience. They don't feel like they're being jarred with different experiences, different logos, different colors. Like McDonald's yellow is McDonald's yellow all across the world. It's not a little bit orange here. It's not here. It's branding. And I've worked in companies and they actually have things called brand police, which I thought was crazy. But they do not mess with anybody messing around with their brand, right? One of the ways to keep you on point is to have a brand guide or a brand document, which basically outlines and it keeps you on track, as well as if you hire freelancers or people come into your company. That way everyone is sort of singing from the same hymn book. These are our colors. This is our language. This is how we greet people. This is what type of images we use. This is the kind of music we use. It's a guideline, right? It should be well thought out and written down somewhere for people to follow. So again, you're not just guessing, right? It will include your brand story, the logo, the color palette, the different fonts, which is your typography hierarchy. So there are things like marketing and branding is as subtle as there's something called font pairing. So even if you pick a dominant font, you don't want all of your documents to have the same font because it gets tiring on the eyes. So you'll usually have a complementary font. So one might be a serif font, which has those little like loop-de-loops, which is what Times New Roman or Garamond would be. And then you have sans serif, which doesn't have the little loop-de-loops. That would be like Calibri or Arial font. And so when you're talking about your typography hierarchy, You pick your main dominant font, and then you have your supportive font. So even things like that would be included in your brand document. This is an example of a brand document. So these are the types of entrepreneurs they work with, people in consulting, healthcare, restaurant. So they have images that represent their ideal clientele. And so they just use images that look like this, right? This is their color palette here. It has the color codes on there. So it's never going to be a different blue. It's never going to be a different gray. It's never going to be a different yellow. They remain consistent. They have brand consistency. And again, that helps to build and foster trust. If you look at all the big companies, Ford, Starbucks, McDonald's, right? Access, they're not changing their look. And that is an indication of professionalism. All right. And then in our last, we still have 2 more areas to cover, and then we'll come back and we have another 6. So we'll take a little break in a bit. But now we're going to look at the 5 P's of marketing. So it's like, okay, great, Nakimbe. So I understand I have to get my brand story, and I know about the 10 commandments, and I have to have a strategy and plan. But now what? Like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to post about? What am I going to market? I already know that I can market my differentiators, but I provide a wow factor. I don't just clean up. I clean and arrange and organize, right? You're going to run out of material. So if you focus on these things, it will help you with your marketing mix. You want to look at your product. You want to talk about, look at your price, talk about and look at your promotion, how you're promoting, what kind of promotions you're having, the place, where are you having it? Are you having a on-site contest where people are putting money in voting in a ballot box, and you pick a winner for a free something or other? Excuse me. You might have loyalty, buy 9, get 1 free. Like, that's a promotion, right? And then the place where you're going to do it. Are you going to do it online, offline? Are you going to schools? Are you going into supermarkets? Are you going to government buildings? Like, where are you promoting yourself? Are you handing out brochures? Do you have signs on signposts? Are you posting in grocery stores? Like, where are you marketing yourself? And then the people, to whom are you marketing? Like we were talking about demographics. Do they live in Etobicoke? Is it an online business where you can reach everybody everywhere? Is it in multiple languages, so it could be truly global? Are you looking for people that make $50,000 to $100,000? Are you looking for people that are on a budget? Are you looking for people that are Gen Zs and they're on TikTok? Like, you have to know about your people. So once you know and think about these things, you can start to plan around them, right? And basically, when you put it all together, it's like a nice little bubble, like a Venn diagram. You need to have the perfect combination of supplying the right kind of product. So it doesn't matter how good your marketing is if you have a product that nobody wants, right? Or an inferior product. So in order to be successful, you have to have the right combination of the right product sold at an attractive price. You can't price yourself out of the market or price yourself so low where you're not making any profit, right? You got to position yourself in the right place, whether it's retail or digitally. You have to have attention-grabbing, conversational, promotional tactics. How are you going to get attention? Are you going to get someone to dress up in a costume and stand at the corner, to drive attention to your business? Like, what's your promotional tactic? Do you have buttons? Do you have t-shirts, hats, giveaways? What's your promotional tactic? And then towards the right people and in the right place. So we have like at least 10 or 20 more minutes before we'll take a break. And I want to talk about this with maybe one of you for 1 second. So let me just see what else we have got. The 5 P's, which I can go about really quickly in terms of creating a calendar, the customer experience. This is just about all the different touch points you guys mentioned earlier. So when they first encounter you in public, how are you dressed? Do you have a business card, brochures? Do you send them to your website? Is your website ready? Are they able to contact you? Do you have your email address or a contact form? can they follow up with you? Is there an email funnel that they get into? Can they sign up for a newsletter? When they call you, can they reach you? Are they getting a real person? Is it a recorded message? When they get the package after they order from you, how long does it take? Is it packaged up nicely, or is it broken when they get there? Do they get a nice welcome card, or is it just a product in a box, right? Do they get a follow-up call, a follow-up email? Do they get a gift? Like, when you're able to think about the entire customer experience from start to beginning, you're able to think about, okay, so this is what we want the package to look like. Then they're going to call us. This is the voice note we want to have. And then they're going to get the package. What kind of packaging can we have? And then you can start to talk about those things in your marketing. And then what else are we going to talk about? Having a great customer experience allows you to create testimonials and reviews that you can also market. And then specific target markets before we take a break. Okay, so we have time to do this a little bit, which is, does anybody want to quickly talk to me just really quickly? So this is my product. This is the price. This is how I position it. So position has a lot to do, not just where you physically are, but are you positioning yourself as high end or budget? Are you positioning yourself as high tech, high touch, high tech, low touch? Who are you marketing towards? And then, where are you marketing? Are you taking out ads in newspapers or in magazines? So Ernesto, I see that you have your hand up, but is there anybody else who just wants to also speak, just so we can get a sense of some other people's business? Because I'm getting a really good sense of Ernesto's. Going once. Okay, so I'm going to take a mall first. And then I don't know who else is there. Who I just see? Oh, I see a lot. Okay, so yeah, we can probably take 10 minutes to do this, guys, and then we'll rush. Well, we won't rush through, but we've already kind of covered the next two. But yeah, just briefly. So remember, when Ernesto asked me what I did, I was able to tell him I'm a digital marketing company that focuses on marketing strategy. We also help small businesses get leads for free using corporate strategies so that they can scale and experience a similar level of success. There was no hesitation in that. I don't want any of you to take half an hour to tell me about your product, your price, your position, how you promote it, and the people. I want it to be quick, sexy, fast, professional. All right. So I'm going to go to, let me see who's here. I'm going to go to a mall, and then I'm going to go to Feo, because she didn't speak yet. So I'm going to go to a mall first, then Feo. You'll tell me how to pronounce your name. I'll go to Mia, Charisse, and Ernesto fifth. Okay. So Amal, take it away. What's your product? What's the price? How are you positioning yourself in the market? How do you promote it? To whom and where?
Okay, I'm a wellness professional that is passionate about what I do because it helped me a lot. And my ideal clients will be people who are like me, millennials who are struggling through all of this overwhelm, and a lot of things are happening that they need to, or they feel the need that they need to achieve way more than possible sometimes. So that feeling is what I help with. And the prices will be very affordable. It's so it's not on the high end, neither on the low end. I do free events, but it's mainly marketing. But it's actually a very high intense kind of workout, or a very concentrated coaching session where we dive deep into what really motivates them, or really they want to achieve or get out of this life. So this is like a very quick, brief overview. I hope it kind of like gave you an idea of what
Okay, so it seems like you offer some kind of like service or helping product for millennials. So you said it's not high or low, but you really need to be specific. So I have a support product for millennials who are feeling overwhelmed. Our price point is about $150. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less. We really focus on high touch and engagement, and we have like an online community, right? So again, something nice and quick like that. So that's great. And then I think I said I wanted to go to Feoye. You're on mute though, so you have to unmute yourself. There you go. All right. So tell me about your business, your product or service, the price point, how you're positioning yourself in the market. How do you promote it to whom and where?
Okay, I'm sorry about the background noise.
No
Okay, so
worries.
yeah, so my product is about it's I can call it all you can get in one place.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a beauty supply store, but with a unisex salon. So you
Oh,
can get
okay.
to get your products here, and at the same time, instead of stressing yourself on where to go get your hair done, where to go get your hair cut, you get to do it in the same place. So you don't have to exert yourself or exert your mind too much. And so my pricing should be it's low income. It will be
Okay.
for mostly, I think mostly students, low income earners, newcomers, and um, I wouldn't, okay, and yeah, young families as well. And
Okay.
so it will be sold at prices will be at very attractive prices, and locations mostly will be either close by to wherever there is a college
Mm-hmm.
or um sorry.
Okay. So you're looking at a physical location. You're looking
Yeah,
at a
yes,
physical
it's
location.
yeah, we have to have a physical location because we sell
Oh, it's
products
beauty
and at the
supply.
same time, yes, and at the
Okay.
same time have a salon. And our promotional tactics will be when you register with us or subscribe with us, you get a free product on your birthday. The month of your
Oh, okay.
birthday, you get subsidized
Okay.
sales
Nice.
for the whole of your month. Let's say you're born in January, your
Uh-huh.
sales for the month for the whole of January will be subsidized.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Good.
that's gonna be our promotional tactics, and I think I covered.
Yeah, I think you got it. So you basically, and I think what's interesting about you, so there are like in the States, there are these stores, and I find them so funny. It's like check cashing, alcohol, buy clothes, and get your computer fixed, like in one store, right? It's so funny. It's crazy. And so for you, there are some salons that sell a few products, like there are barber shops and hair salons that will sell a few products, but you actually are going to be selling a lot of products with a salon in the end. So I like that. So I get that. The next exercise that we go through is going to be really helpful for you and for everybody. So then I'm going to go to Mia and then Charisse. I think I'm going to skip you on this one because I kind of already know what you're doing, and I want to focus on the next two areas we have to cover before we break. Okay. And if we have questions at the end, anything that I haven't addressed, we can circle back to. But so who did I just say I was calling on?
Me.
Yeah, there you go, Mia. I lost your picture for a second. So I know that you said that you're in fashion. So tell me a little bit more about your service, your product, your price point, how you're positioning yourself in the market, how you promote yourself, and to whom and where.
Yeah, so the my business is basically handcrafted pressed-on nails.
Oh,
And the market will be mid to high end.
okay.
And the target market is millennials and Gen Zs. And what else? The place, it will be just purely online,
Yeah.
e-commerce. And that's and promotional tactics. I think I will collaborate with like bigger accounts and stuff like that to have like giveaway or some like price bidding war or whatever that is to attract people at first.
Yeah.
But moving on, like promotional tactic, you know, just like Q4, like Black Friday, Christmas, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Good, good. Thank you guys for participating in this exercise because again, it's designed to get the juices in your mind flowing to at least start to think about. Because even if you know it like deep in your subconscious, it's buried. Like you need to bring it to the surface so it can kind of activate more creative energy and sort of attract answers and opportunities to you. But you have to start thinking about them first, which is what these exercises are designed to do. So excellent. Thank you. I'm so proud of you guys. So here's a quick hack and a quick cheat. Okay, so what time is it? 11 o'clock. So we have an hour and a half. All right. All right, so here's a quick hack. Let's pretend that this is a 1 month calendar. So, even though I say that it's a 1 year marketing strategy and plan, if you get 1 month down, you can just repeat this again and again and again and refine and revise along the way. Or if and when you have time, you can change it around, but at least you have a starting place. At least you will have 1 month's worth of content. So pretend up top where it says product, price, promotion, place, and people, that really is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? And then along the rows, right, you've got your first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, because most months have 4.5 weeks, like 4 weeks and 3 days or something. So again, just pretend that this is a 1 month calendar. So on Monday of the first week, you can talk about your product. So basically every Monday, you're going to be talking about your product. Every Tuesday, you talk about your price. Every Wednesday, you are doing a promotion. Every Thursday, you're talking about some kind of place related thing. And on Friday, you're talking about, just people. Right. So Monday, this is my product. It's these press-on nails, or it's a cleaning, or it's counseling for millennials, or it's a barbershop. So this is the product. This is how it works. This is how you get the nails. This is how you get to our store. This is how you use the online chat in our community. So talk about your product and how it works. And then on the next Monday, you talk about the appearance. Oh, check out our new fancy website, or look at our Instagram page, or check out these new nails, or look at this house that I just cleaned, or, look at this person's hair that we just cut that used this product. So you can talk about your product, about how it appears. You can talk about your product for it's a warranty. Your nails will stay on for 3 weeks. Your house will look sparkling for 2 weeks. It will smell fresh for, whatever. We guarantee that you get to be in our support community for 3 months, right? So you can talk about your product from a warranty perspective. The quality of the service is next to none. You're getting lots of experience, whatever. So just talk about your product. Then the price. So the first week you're like, oh, this is our high level price. No. So the first week it could be like, oh, we have 3 different tiers. We have high, middle, and low. That's it. You don't have to give them any more details. The next time you might say, hey, this is our high level price. The next Tuesday you might say, hey, we're having a discount. The next Tuesday you're saying, hey, if you can't afford, $1,000, you can have 4 payment plans of $250. So again, when you think about it in this way, I'm not going to go through all of them because you guys can all read, but it will give you some ideas on what to do or what to create in terms of your content, because sometimes people don't know, right? So that's just a quick hack. Again, for people, a background on the CEO, and then the next week you talk about your company's values and principles or pillars. The next week you can talk about your customer service guarantee. The next week you can highlight someone on your team. But so just talk about people in your business in different ways, right? So that is how you basically can create a hack for like a 1 month content calendar, just based on those 5 things: the product, price, promotion, place, people. Just talk about those things in different ways. You'll be able to create a lot of content. So then, let me just check the time. Where's my clock? Okay, so in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to go through the next section. We'll take a break at 11:15 and then come back at 11:30, and then we'll wrap up the last half in the last hour. All right, so the customer experience, we already talked about that. Thinking about how the customer is going to find you, how they're going to interact with you, how they're going to experience you, what the packaging looks like, what the email is going to look like. Is it going to look professional? Is it easy for them to contact you? Are they on hold forever? Do you only accept one method of payment? All of those things that you have to think about. So that's a good example right there. So when you're thinking about the customer experience, and you're like, well, I only want to offer like PayPal, right? You're cutting off everyone who wants to pay by credit card. There are some people that pay by Apple Pay, some people that pay by Google Pay, right? So if you want to collect the most amount of customers, you need to offer the most amount of payment options, and you can talk about that in your marketing. We accept PayPal, we accept credit cards, we do payment plans, right? So when you think about your customer experience from start to finish, it's going to help you understand and realize, again, what touch points they'll experience and what you want them to experience, and then how you set up your marketing presentation and messaging to meet those needs. What else do we have here? So again, creating a great customer experience just means that it's effortless, it's seamless, it's remarkable, it's memorable, it's consistent, it's reliable. You know what I mean? Just think about the brands that you know and love and are loyal to, and you go back to why, right? And then try to mimic that and offer that to your customers as well. And like I was saying, if you offer a great customer experience, it gives you an opportunity to collect testimonials and to collect reviews that you can then use in your marketing. So I don't have to think about what Mappdom is doing every day or every month. On Tuesdays, we do testimonials. So I've got 4 testimonials there. I mean, I have 3 testimonials there. If I have 4 testimonials, then I've got like a month's worth of testimonials, because I only post testimonials on Tuesdays, right? On Mondays, I'll promote something motivational, like you can do it, keep going, get those leads for free or whatever, right? But anyway, the point is, if you're able to offer a great customer experience, you can collect surveys and feedback, and then you can use that for future business decisions, modifying operations, or you can use it as marketing. Because it's one thing for you to go out there as the CEO and say, oh, I have the best company with the best service, the best price, and we're just the best, and we're the best, and we're the best, and try us and buy from us, blah, blah, blah. But if people see, oh, this guy, he's in radio, and he said that Nakimbe is really highly skilled and passionate. Oh, and then the next week you see, oh, this guy, Ricardo, he's a director and a TEDx speaker, and he says Nakimbe is a powerhouse. And oh my God, the next week you see something else from Tanya, and she says that Nakimbe is accessible. So again, it's creating that awareness, that brand story, like, oh, right. So yeah, that's that. And then lastly, like I said before we break, we were talking about how to build your one-year marketing strategy and plan. And in order to have a plan, you have to have objectives, right? I want to get this many leads, or be on this many social media platforms, or have my website up by this date, or make this much money by this time. So your goals are supposed to be SMART, which means they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and realistic, and they're time bound. And basically, it's like what I said. So I want to make a lot of money. I want to make 6 figures. No, I want to make $100,000 in a certain amount of time, because then you can break it down so you know how much you need to make monthly. If you know how much you need to make monthly, and you know how much your services and products cost, then you know how many you need to sell that month. So how much messaging you have to do, like you can just work it backwards if you're specific. Then it has to be measurable so that you know if you've achieved it, right? You can't just say, I want to get a bunch of leads, right? You have to know how many leads you want, and you have to be able to look into your email marketing platform and be able to see, oh, we actually got 50 leads this month. We actually grew by 100 followers. And then next month or next quarter, for example, for me, at the beginning of 2023, back in 2022, I said that I wanted to grow my YouTube channel. We had 47 subscribers. Now I have 568 subscribers. So month by month, I could measure, oh, we've got 106 followers. Oh, we have 256. So you can grow, and then you'll have like percentages. We grew 10% month over month or whatever. You want to make sure it's achievable. So I gave myself a year to get 1,000 subscribers. Again, being a chief marketing officer, I did the research, and that's a reasonable amount of time. If I had said that I wanted to get 1,000 subscribers in 3 months, that may not have been achievable, or I might have tried to kill myself to make it happen. So that's with the next bubble. Your goal should be relevant and realistic. So be specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant and realistic. So I want to grow my YouTube page, because if we get 1,000 followers, then I can start to monetize my content, right? So that's the goal. It's specific, it's realistic, and it's relevant. Some people are like, oh, I want to be on TikTok because that's the latest thing. But if you are, for example, Ernesto, and you're doing niche marketing, B2B corporations with retiring baby boomers, then it may not be realistic or relevant for you to try to be marketing on TikTok just because you hear TikTok is the thing. So again, it has to be relevant to you. And again, it should be time bound. Don't just say, I want to make $100,000. I want to make $100,000 by the end of the year. And you have, quarterly check-ins or bi-weekly check-ins or whatever. But so you have to put a time to it. And then also take a look at your objectives, like what geographic area are you planning to target? So Charisse, for example, would have to do local targeting in her area, whereas and just like Mia, you might have to do local targeting in your area, or someone who has an e-commerce store where it's available to everybody online. That's a different market that you're going after. Sociographic, where are they in the socioeconomic status? Someone was talking about marketing to budget conscious people, and then Mia was talking about marketing to people more on the high end scale. So you have to know where they are on the socioeconomic scale. And then what time is it? Okay, 1 minute. And then demographics, are they older, are they younger, are they Gen Z, are they Gen X, are they baby boomers, are they millennials? So what's their demographics? Is it male, female, or non-gender identifying? Like, what's their demographic? And then how do they behave? Do they travel 4 times a year? Do they stay at hotels? Do they rent cars? Do they budget and save? Do they bank with credit unions? Do they bank with investors? Like, once you know how they behave, you'll know where they are. They're shopping for higher cars, so you might want to invest in a high-end magazine or a trade publication that talks about boats, right? If you're looking at a budget company, a budget conscious market, then you're going to not be targeting in those magazines. You might be handing out local flyers, right? And then what's their psychology? Are they environmentally conscious? Do they vote? Do they think traditionalism is important? Do they care about whatever? So you have to also understand their psychology. So once you know where they are, their socioeconomic status, their age, race, their gender, how they behave and how they think, then you're able to, again, figure out, should I be on LinkedIn? Should I be on TikTok? Should I say this way? Should I say this that way? Should I use this images? Should I make these referrals from the 80s? You know what I mean? So once you sort of look at your target market, this will all help you with your planning. And then lastly, objectives can be around not just money, but do you want to promote a new service or product? Do you want to grow your digital presence? Do you want to get more leads? Do you want to attract new customers? Do you want to have a customer loyalty program where you keep them loyal by giving them discounts on their birthdays? Do you want to increase sales or revenues? Do you have to sell more product or increase the prices or have a sale? Do you want to increase, your profits? So all of these questions that we're going through for the last hour and a half are things that you have to think about so that it will allow you to sit back and just, it's a lot and you can be overwhelmed, but if you step back and just do it step by step in little baby chunks and little baby bites, you'll eventually have a full meal, and then, it will just grow from there. So, I'm going to take a break because I need a drink. I'm tired of talking. I'm going to get a drink. We'll take a break. We'll come back in 12 minutes at 11:30. I'll go over the last half. And if there are any, burning questions from the first half that you guys had, we'll address those before jumping into part 2. So I think that Ying will pause the recording and then we'll come back and we'll restart and re-record. All right. Yay. And we are back. Hope everybody had a good break. It was like too short. I was like trying to do a million things in 10 minutes. Anyway, let's cover the last half of this. So we have 1 hour to cover 6 parts. We're going to be talking about brand recognition, generating sales, gaining a competitive edge, the different marketing tools you can use in annual planning templates to help you with your 1-year marketing strategy and plan. We're going to take a look at how to make all of this happen on a zero, non-existent, or if you have a huge budget, but all of the different ways you can market your business, no matter what your budget is. We'll take a look at relationship building and networking strategies for small businesses. As I mentioned before, it's not just about digital marketing. It's not just about offline marketing, but actually building relationships, building community, and having those connections, because that's who people are going to choose, right? People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And hiding behind an email or a social media post or video is not going to get you where you need to go. You want to supplement the two of them. And then lastly, we'll look at the latest marketing trends and technology, which quite frankly right now is really just heavily about AI. So really quickly, this is not going to be a long slide, but in terms of your brand recognition and sales and your competitive advantage, as I mentioned earlier before, when you do your SWOT analysis, when you follow the Mappdom's marketing 10 commandments, know thy business and to thy business be true, know thy competitors' ways and you'll never be blue, shine thy light on what makes thou great. So that's your competitive edge. And then once you know that, then you'll do commandment number 4, honor thy audience segments in every single way. So know thy business and to thy business be true, know thy competitors' ways and you'll always be blue, shine thy light on what makes thou great. So when it comes to your competitive edge, no matter what it is, like Charisse was talking about the wow factor, Amal was talking about, the real community hand-holding, sort of really being there for people. So no matter what your competitive edge is, it's going to usually fall into one of 3 categories: price, also known as cost, but price, cost, what's the other one? Quality and service. So you're basically going to be competing on one of those 3. So I want you to remember that no matter how complicated things get in the end, no matter all these different things that you're so amazing at the end of the day, your competitive advantage is going to fall into one of these categories: price, quality, or service. So, I used to be in insurance sales, and people would have less, they would have insurance that was less expensive than ours. And so our sales trainer would tell us to say, listen, Mr. So-and-so. Okay, Arif, I'll get to you in 1 second. Thanks. So listen, Mr. So-and-so, I understand that, price is a concern, but you have to realize that, everybody competes on something. So if they're cutting costs, I think I mentioned this to you guys earlier. So if they're offering you the lowest cost, what are they compromising on? Is it the service? Is it the quality? Right? We all know that people will pay a higher price for greater convenience, valet, first class, all that stuff. And there are other people that compete on price on the low end, like, McDonald's. So they're competing on price. They're not competing on quality. They're not saying that we have the highest quality food that tastes the best and is the best for you. They're not saying that we have great service where you're going to have a personal server come to your table and ask you if everything is okay and do you want water. That's not the kind of restaurant they are. They're not competing on service and they're not competing on quality. They're competing on price. Mappdom competes on quality. So we don't have the lowest prices. We're a bit more higher price, but that's because we deliver great results and we have lots of testimonials. So we market ourselves based on the quality and results that we get for you. Customer service, I don't have a huge customer service team, so it's not like if you call 24/7 someone's going to answer the phone. So I'm not competing on service. I'm not competing on price. I don't have the least expensive services on the market. I'm competing on quality. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put my digital marketing company compared to someone else's, we're competing on quality. So you have to ask that for yourself. Are you competing on quality, price, or service? And that's what you want to highlight in your marketing. In order to do that, like I said, to compete on price, quality, or service, again, you have to know who your competitors are. What's your competitive advantage? What's their competitive advantage? And then what do you do better than... Yeah, okay, we can do that. What do you do better than anyone else? So I'm going to just take questions for literally like 2 minutes. Arif, I think you had your hand up, so I'd love for you to participate. Ernesto, I know that you said that there was something that you wanted to say before. And if anybody wants to answer these questions, because you should know off the top of your head, like, again, when following following the 10 commandments, when we say know thy business and to thy business be true, know your competitors' ways and you'll never be blue, shine thy light on what makes thou great, and then honor thou audience segments in every single way. If you don't even know who your top 3 competitors are, how are you doing any of those other things? How do you know how you compare? How do you know what they're stronger at, what you're stronger at? How are you using that in your marketing? How are you combating that objection in the marketplace when people go to look at you and they go to look at someone else? They're going to ask those questions in their head, right? So Arif, let's take your question. And then if anybody I'm going to choose one person. If anybody wants to answer this, do you know who your 3 top competitors are and who are they? So Arif, go ahead.
Okay. Like I have a question for the 3 aspects you talked about: price, quality, and service. So when you promote based on price, that is the most catchy to the consumers, right? So people who try to draw early success, they try to play on the prices. But if I have a company which focuses on the quality, and the quality is a little bit difficult on that front to convey and convince the customer about before they use the products or services, right? So what would be the strategy to market focus on quality, which is not very tangible until you use the product or service? So what would be the
That's a great question. Thank you for asking it again. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I love to just have these off the cuff questions and how to handle them. So I would say I would do demonstration. That's a big part of marketing. Giveaways, improving. So you'll go into Costco and they're doing a demonstration with knives, or you can try something for free before you buy. So what you would have to do is you should try to get as many testimonials and reviews as you can now from existing clients or customers. And if you don't have any, then you're going to have to do like an awareness campaign, or it's like, hey, you know what, we're picking 3 people to give away our products to. Like, you'll have to plan that into your pricing, because it's going to be an out-of-pocket expense up front, but you plan to recoup it on the back end. But if you don't already have people that can attest to the quality of the product or service that you offer, then you're going to need to give it away, have a trial, do some demonstrations, so that you can get those reviews and testimonials. So for me, for example, again, I love the way I launched my whole business, because it wasn't the way a typical non-experienced entrepreneur would do it. And I wanted to get on the front page of Google. And I knew in order to do that, I'd have to do SEO and backlinks and blogging with keywords, and it would just be complicated. And I don't have time for that. So all I did was I got testimonials and reviews on my Google page, which helped me to rank higher, because Google tends to show businesses that have reviews. And what else did I do? And I got testimonials and reviews on a website called Trustpilot. Because even if you have the greatest website in the world, people are still going to review you. So they're going to type in XYZ company reviews. Doesn't matter how good your website is. So you want to make sure that you have some reviews up there. And then Fayoye, I'm going to take you, and then we'll move on to the next slide.
So what is the name of the site again? Sorry, to check for your reviews.
Trustpilot.
Trustpilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, that was one of the first things I did when I launched my business. I asked everyone who I'd done business with to go write me a review on Trustpilot. And so if you typed in Mappdom, then it would, in the SEO results, it would say Mappdom reviews, right? Glassdoor is another one. That's when you can ask your employees to go and review you. And that way your name shows up online and people will find you. So yeah, so Fayoye, let's I'll take your question or concern. And again, if anyone knows who their top 3 competitors are, just let me know who they are.
Okay, so I don't have a question for now. So, but I'll say one of my top 3 competitors will be Beauty Supply Institute. They are based in the US, and they run franchises. They make it so easy. In short, every time it becomes easier. And But one thing I would want to say is that my competitive advantage would be that for my beauty supply store, I would want to do delivery. So even if you can step into the store, you can step into the store. Even if you can step into the store, you can make a purchase online and you can get it delivered to you within Toronto. Yeah, within Toronto, and any other stuff outside of Toronto within Ontario um would be given some days in advance, I think. So, but for other beauty supply stores, I've known in the past that they don't do deliveries. Very few of them, I don't think there is any who does online purchases. So, yeah, so one thing competitive advantage for mine would be that we'll do online purchases, we'll do deliveries. And then to make it easier, I was hoping to also have like an ATM in store.
Okay.
So even if you're doing cash purchases and your cash finishes, you can always get money at the ATM.
Yay! I love it. Okay, Charisse, you're next. Who are your competitors? Oh, I can't hear you. Who are your
Okay, for me,
competitors? Yeah, who are I know so
my
I think you are competing on quality, or maybe, yeah, I think you're anyway, tell me what you're competing on and then your top 3 competitors, and then we'll move on to the next section.
I'm competing on quality and pricing. My 3 competitors would be Squeaky Cleaning. That's a company that I shadow banned and worked with.
Okay.
The Cleaning Authority and Molly Maids.
Okay. All right. So you know what your competitive advantage is compared to them, and you know
Yeah.
your top 3 competitors. So that's amazing. Good for
Thank
you. Yay. Okay. Sorry guys, I was just taking off my camera because I'm eating snacks and you don't really need to see me chomping on the video. All right. Now, let's talk about developing a realistic marketing budget, because we've got 45 minutes and we got about 4 sections. So I think we're doing well. How to develop a realistic marketing budget. So I'm not going to really get too much participation from you guys here. I'm just going to tell you what I know. So first of all, wow. Okay. So the 10 commandments, again, know thy business and thy business be true, know thy competitors' ways, you'll never be blue, shine thy light on what makes you great, honor thy audience segments in every single way, market smartly and only where it makes good sense, don't be shallow, do testing, be dense, blah, blah, blah. The last commandment is thou shalt move to paid advertising only after testing organically. And I came up with this commandment because, again, I just took a look at my process working with large corporations, smaller companies, startups, etc., and found far too often people would jump into paid ads because they're, oh my gosh, I'm so desperate. I have no sales. I have no clients. I have no money. I better take out an ad because I need clients. And then because they have no experience with it, they've never done any organic testing. They don't know what messaging works. They don't have the right stuff on their landing page. They're using the wrong images. They have the wrong messaging, like for a myriad of reasons. Their paid ad campaign doesn't go well. They blow through their budget. Their ads get shut down. They increase their bids. So it can really be a bit of a headache. So that's why I say move to paid advertising only after you've tested organically. And what organic marketing means is just organic, it's free. You are able to attract your ideal buyer or client by creating content and putting out marketing material that they resonate with. It catches their attention, it attracts them, it draws them to you. They get into your funnel and they eventually become a customer or client. Like that's the ultimate goal. And so if you don't have any money, right, it's like, well, how am I going to market? So you really have to rely on content. They say content is king. You want to be putting out content all the time on all of the different social media platforms. And I understand and know that that can be overwhelming. So again, that's why you have a plan, pick, one or two buyer personas, one or two target markets, one or two channels, and just kind of start with there, maximize it, optimize it, master it, get to really know it, squeeze out every ounce of success and profit potential you can get. And then from there, you move on to the next channel. Otherwise, what you're going to end up doing is becoming very scattered. So yeah, basically that's it. I mean, you don't really need a marketing budget. You can use AI tools like Canva to create really simple quote cards or graphic design banners. You can use, Canva or your phone to just make really simple videos. We're going to talk about AI, artificial intelligence, a little bit and how it can help you. But there are tools now that you might pay $20 a month for. Some of them are free, and they'll create your videos, they'll create your banners, and there's even artificial intelligence that will help you post your stuff. So you can put one post, one picture, one video on one platform, and the artificial intelligence will simultaneously put it on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Threads. So there is software and technology available to help you do that, even if you don't have a marketing budget. Outside of that, I would say once you start to get a little bit of money, right? I'm warning you now that you will see ads and people say, oh, you can market for as little as $10 a day or $15 a day or $20 a day or $50 a day. You can, because they want you to get in there and they want to take your money, but you're not going to get any good quality leads. You're not going to get a lot of leads. They want you to spend a lot of money. And so I want you to know that when it does come time to getting your marketing budget and setting aside money, don't get fooled into thinking you can put aside $10 a day. You really need to put aside like $50. So in 1 month, you should mentally say that you're putting aside $1,500 for your marketing campaign. Now, I'm just thinking about Facebook, for example. Facebook marketing, you might want to put $1,500 aside. But that's just on one platform, right? What if you also want to market on Instagram, or what if you also want to market on LinkedIn? What if you also want to market on
sorry to interrupt you. $1,500?
Yes,
a day or a month?
A month.
Oh, got it. Thank you. Apologies for the interrupt.
There's no problem. Yeah, $50 a day, 30 days a week, $1,500 a month. And then you also have to keep in mind, Amal, I see your hand up, so I'll get with you in 1 second. You'll also have to keep in mind, you need a lot of leads. Remember I said that in the beginning? Typically across all industries, there's about a 1% conversion rate. So you need 100 leads just to get one of those people to convert. So if you get 100 people coming to your website, 90 people of them are going to be like, yeah, forget it, I'm not interested. And they're going to bounce back. 10 people are going to say, okay, this is all right. I'll give them my name and email address. And then of that, they'll be like, it's the wrong time. I'm going to do something else. My spouse said no, it's too much money. They'll come up with reasons to not move forward. And one person will buy. So I'm telling you that because when you're setting aside your marketing budget, you got to consider that the cost per lead is about anywhere from $10 to $60 per lead. Sometimes, depending on if you have a very competitive market, it could be about $122 per lead. So that means every time somebody clicks, it's PPC. You're paying per click. You'll bid on a keyword. Anytime someone puts this keyword in Google, make sure my ad shows up. And if they click on your ad, you get charged, right? So you want to make sure that you have enough clicks, and you have the right quality message so that you're attracting the right leads. And like I said, repelling the wrong ones. You don't want people clicking on your ad, spending your money, and they're not even anywhere close to being your ideal buyer. Right. So you want to be really strategic about that. So I basically say you should put aside about $7,500 for one channel for effective marketing, because one person told me $50 a day would be the minimum, but that would be for like one ad. Right. But you can never know how well that ad is doing unless you have something to compare it with. So you have to have two ads marketing the same product and have these two ads competing against each other to see which ad performs better. And then you will keep running the best performing ad. So you really don't need $50 a day, you need $100 a day. And now you have these two ads going, competing against each other. But what this expert told me was that you need two campaigns. So you have two ads, but one campaign to like this target market, and then you have another campaign to this target market. And in each of those campaigns, you have two different types of ads. So now, technically speaking, you're running four ads. You're running two campaigns against each other to see, do people really care about when I talk about price, or do people really care about when I talk about the quality of my product? So you're marketing your service or product, but in one campaign, you're talking about, oh, we have the best prices, we have the most competitive prices, or we're the most expensive because we're the best. Like that's what that campaign is about. And then you have the second campaign, which is maybe about, oh, we market to parents or millennials, but it's the same service or product. You just have two different campaigns focusing on two different things. And within those campaigns, you have two different ads. So your one campaign talking to moms, for example, your one ad could show a busy mom running around with kids, and the other ad could be a mom sitting down, budgeting, trying to work out gas finance prices or whatever. But the point is, you have one campaign marketing to moms, and in that campaign, you have two different ads. Those two different ads are competing with each other, so you can see which ad works the best, and then you maximize that one. And then you have your second campaign, which has those two ads. So if each campaign is $50, now you're looking at $200 a day. And then lastly, the guy told me, and then you need a control or something that's not even within these two campaigns, just to see if you completely miss the mark or something out of whack is what people really like. So now you've got 5 ads running every day, 2 campaigns and one like control or test campaign. So that's 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. That's $250 a day times 30 days in a month is $750. So even though I said the minimum you want to think about making, the kind of revenue you want to make, or the profit you want to make to put into marketing should be a minimum of $1,500. But if you want to be competitive, like the big people, you need to spend $7,500. And remember, that was just on Facebook. So think about doing that again. If you want to advertise on LinkedIn, think about doing that again. So now you see how your budget can really grow. But again, you want to start small. I'm not saying don't start with $10 a day or $50 a day, but if you only stay there, you'll basically be wasting your money because you'll never have another campaign to compare it to. So that's what I'm trying to say. You can get leads for free through video marketing. You can get leads for free through local marketing, being in directories, being on review directories like Yelp. So get free leads from video marketing, free leads from video. So video marketing, local marketing, you can get free leads from your social media marketing. You can get free leads from being on podcasts. So you just want to make sure you're getting as many free leads as possible, having those leads convert into customers and clients, making enough money and budget and profit that you can put some aside. So you start to plan for the future when you actually start to invest in paid ads, because that's how you can scale. I mean, with organic, you are depending on just people finding you. Whereas with paid ads, you are pushing your message in front of people online so that you can get more attention. So organic is a little bit slower. Paid ads is fast because you're like, here's $100, give me as many leads as possible, but they may not always be quality leads. So start for free and then work your way up to paid ads. Again, that's the 10 commandments, right? That's right there. All right. Number 9 is just, again, we don't really have to go too much into this, but it's really how to strategically grow your business. So again, think about, what do you want to do for the first quarter, or what do you want to do for the last quarter of the year? We've got October, November, December. What do you want to do for the last quarter? What do you want to do for 2024? Again, those objectives that I told you about, what's your goal? Is it to generate leads? Is it to increase sales, to increase revenue, cash flow, profits? Is it to have more digital presence? Is it to have more brand awareness? Like, I'll post a lot of things about my company, and I never ask for the sale because I'm not trying to get your money. I just want you to let you know, hey, we won an award. Hey, this is what a client had to say in a testimonial. Hey, this is a case study about, someone who had success with us. Hey, this is me at the beach. I'm not pushing my business all the time, but I'm getting people interested in me, and then I can have their attention, and then I can make an offer, but you have to get their attention first. So to plan strategically, basically figure out what service or product you want to offer, where you want to offer it. Again, follow those 10 commandments, figure out to whom it is you want to market and where you want to market it and when. So, January, you could have a theme around a fresh start, plans for the new year, a new you, clean your house, organize, get a new look, do your nails, like make more money this year, start that consulting business. Like that could be your messaging in January. February, it's around Valentine's Day. Do this for the ones you love, clean up for the ones that you love, or, like show a little bit of love to your house. Or, we love you so much, we're giving you a 10% discount for every day in February, right? March could be about spring cleaning or St. Patrick's Day. You could have a green theme, right? April is Easter, fresh spring, renewal, resurrection, April Fools, right? Whatever. May, Mother's Day, have a Mother's Day promotion in June. Sorry, have a Mother's Day promotion in May. In June, have a Father's Day promotion or a summer promotion. In September, you have your fall sale event. Christmas, you have your Christmas, right? So that's how you plan. Like I gave you an idea for how you can do 1 month's worth of content. And then once are you talking about your price? Are you talking about your quality? Are you talking about your service? What person you're talking to, what service or product you're talking to, what area you're highlighting? Just get an Excel sheet and just plot things in. And then you'll have 1 month, and then you can just repeat that, like I said, over the next quarter or month to month or year or whatever. All right. And then we have 2 more sections to focus on. So this one here is what are the most up-to-date trends right now? So you guys all have your business idea, you have to market it. And the big question is how you market it. I told you content is king. You want to always be producing and putting out content. And in terms of what works, you want to have conversational marketing. You want to have storytelling and personalization. That's how you help to create your brand as well as get people to bond with you. Again, they have to know, like, and trust you before they'll do business with you. Years ago, before social media, every CEO had this very poised picture of themselves. They looked all serious in their suit, whatever. And then once social media came around and people could see into people's lives, like, we don't want to see this stuffy, pretentious CEO corporate profile. Who are you as a person? Do you skydive? How are you with your kids? What's your value? How do I know I want to do business with you? So having conversational marketing, storytelling, and personalization is important. Video marketing, like I said, is huge. Videos go more viral. They have a larger reach. It increases your credibility. It's better for brand awareness. The algorithms love it. All of the social media sites are in competition for video right now. So, having video on TikTok or Instagram or Meta/Facebook, LinkedIn is good. You can do videos and put links in them. So video marketing is important. Content marketing, like I said, is important. Having white papers, reports, putting out your opinion, commenting on stuff, being a little controversial. Again, content, showcasing promotions, showcasing demonstrations, showcasing testimonials and review, a day in the life. Just create content that could be podcasts, videos, banners, quote cards, white papers, reports, case studies, demonstrations, just content all the time. And you don't have to get overwhelmed with that. You can use one piece of content and just leverage it in many different ways. That's what's nice about video marketing. For example, if you have a video that's 10 minutes long, you can splice that up into maybe 6 different short form videos, right? Email marketing is huge, as I mentioned before, because it allows you to nurture those leads, follow up with them, develop a relationship with them, solidify your brand with them, showcase things to them, offer them promotions so that they buy. Email is nice because you have more control than social media. People don't go on social media all the time. Sometimes you're shadow banned, which means the algorithms aren't showing your stuff anyway. You have no control. With email, you have the maximum amount of control, and it has the highest conversion rate because people have already put in their hand and they've opted to give you their information. They're basically consenting for you. They're basically consenting for you to send them emails and promotions and offers. So go ahead and do that. Influencer marketing, like I talked about, you can get ambassadors, affiliates to market your stuff for you. You don't have to be a lone ranger and think that you have to do everything on your own. And that way you can expand your reach when you have other people evangelizing for you, basically talking about your product. Your customers can also be brand ambassadors for you, talking about their experience with you, etc. User generated content. So again, ask for feedback. If you sell food, say, hey, why don't tell me about your favorite recipe with my food, or show me your nails, like post a picture of you with your nails at an event and tag me. Ask somebody to write a review about some time when they used a mall, when they used your service and how it helped transform their lives, and say, hey, send us in your stories. We want to showcase you. So again, you're not always coming up with your content. You can ask your existing customers to come up with content for you. Give us a recipe, come up with this idea. What would you name this? What do you think? Ask us a question. Do you need advice? Like, just ask them to give you content. Chat boxes, artificial intelligence, messenger, desktop push notifications. So you can use Facebook Messenger to answer questions for you. It can act as like a virtual assistant. On your website, you can have those little, ask us a questions. Those are called chat box or desktop notifications. And then lastly, again, there's artificial intelligence. So things like, do I have that here? Maybe. Midjourney helps you create pictures. ChatGPT will answer questions for you, come up with marketing strategies for you. They'll help you do research. They'll identify your best customer avatar. Just tell them a little bit about your business and say, this is my business. What's the best way to market to them? I want to generate more leads, or I want to do this, or who do you think my best buyer market is? Where can I find them? And they might say, oh, you should go on LinkedIn and you should do a webinar and you should do this and do a landing page. Like, ChatGPT will just tell you what to do. So that's artificial intelligence. Oh, here's some pictures about them. So ChatGPT, Midjourney, and Canva, I would say, are the best ones to get started. And then I think we just have two more sections. This one I already talked about is how to develop relationships and networking strategies, which should be a part of your marketing. Again, marketing is about getting your service or product out there and getting attention. So by talking to people, talking about your service or product, you're gonna be able to develop relationships. They'll be able to give you referrals. So it's basically the act of interacting with others to exchange information for professional or social contacts. It's important because it gets you to connect you with those who can connect you with others. Like, I go to conferences all the time. I meet the greatest people. We'll do deals. They'll introduce me to people. They'll have me on their podcast. We'll do webinars. We'll do JVs, split revenues. Like, those are things that are going to happen when you're talking to people. You can get more prospects. It helps you to get more contacts. You'll be seen out there more. You can take more pictures of yourself being out and about. You look more active, again, more credible in the marketplace, like you're a thought leader and a leader. You're not just hiding behind a computer pushing send, and people don't care about that. It makes you look lazy. You can make more sales because you have an opportunity to overcome any objections right there on the spot. Feedback, people might ask you a question or comment or tell you something you hadn't thought about, or introduce you to a competitor's ways that you hadn't known about. So again, it enables you to make more sales because you're having more connection, communion, and conversations. That's how you build relationships, tell jokes, relate about your family, your pet, your church, religion, politics, whatever. It's an opportunity for you to build relationships, go to lunch, invite them over, send them an article, comment on their post, congratulate them on something, like just build relationships. So how's your kid's graduation? How'd this thing work out? How'd that deal work out for you? You're building relationships. It helps you with career advancement, of course, because you can meet more people. If your business does or doesn't work out, You can develop skills and a large network to maybe enhance your economic opportunities in other ways. And it also helps you to, build your reputation, authority, and your leadership profile, like I mentioned to you earlier. So the best ways to do that, to be the most successful, you want to make sure you have your pitch ready. Like I said, when someone asks me or asks you what you do, you don't want to be fumbling and saying this and that. And you don't want to say, like 10 people ask you what you do and you have 10 different answers, right? You want to have your pitch ready, what you do, who you serve, your competitive advantage, results you've gotten, and how people can contact you, right? So again, digital marketing company. So what? Digital marketing is so big. I focus on strategy. Don't ask me. I'll do social media management, but it's competitive. It doesn't pay that much. Strategy is more long-term, more money, right? So I don't say I'm a digital marketing company. I'm a digital marketing that focuses on strategy. We help who? Small businesses do what? Scale like corporations. So what's the benefit? They can experience similar success. That's your pitch. Have your pitch ready. Mia, I see you. And Amal, I know I have to get back to you too, so I'm coming. Have your marketing assets in order. Oh gosh, I just ran out of business cards. Sorry, I don't have a card. Or what do you do? Oh, you don't even have a brochure. Oh, go visit me on my website. The minute they leave you, they're going to forget, right? Have your marketing assets in order. Have your business cards, have your email address, have your website, right? And then you want to let them know what's in it for them. Like, don't just be there to take, offer value, volunteer, offer information, provide resources, present yourself if someone is value, and the law of reciprocity will kick in. If someone does something for you, you're more likely to do something for them. Places you can go are Business Networking International. They meet, mornings once a week at a place, and only one person per industry is supposed to be there. So you can have someone from construction, a florist, a real estate agent, a digital marketer, a painter, a counselor, an automobile salesperson, and a florist, right? So they only allow one person per industry, and you basically commit that anytime someone is a florist, you're recommending them to this florist, or you will actively say, hey, you have a wedding coming up, why don't you see my friend? You need a real estate agent, see this person. You need a digital marketer, see this person. So you become a resource. And then people also do the same thing and refer your business. So it's a commitment. Chamber of Commerce, that's where local business people go to meet. Conferences and trade shows, trade publication, events. So if there's like Auto Trader is having an event and you sell car or something, you want to make sure you go to that event. Eventbrite, go to those events, local events, meetups, go and meet people. There are professional associations, there's professional networking groups. There's the Real Estate Association, there's the Doctors Association, there's the Accountants Association, there's the, right? So join associations. And then of course there's digital networking. So yeah, building relationships one-on-one is key, but you can't necessarily travel all over the world, or even in the case of, I think it was Charisse, you may not even have local transportation, but make sure you reach out to people digitally. Use things like Loom, leave a video, leave an email, follow up. And if you make a plan to reach out to 10 people a day, DM, direct message 10 people a day, get connections, meet with ambassadors, look at influencers. Hey, maybe we can do a cross promotion with each other. So network digitally. I know some people that will take like a Tuesday from 2 to 4, and that's when they just reach out. So relationship building is not hiding behind your computer and, posting and not talking to somebody. You want to build relationships in real life and online. And then lastly, before I take questions, your ideal toolkit, you can just Google something online, like Google annual planning. There are lots of different software. There is a lot of different software out there. So I'm not recommending any one in particular. I just use Excel. I just have, what am I focusing on? January, February, March, April, May, June, every single month. And then within that month, what am I doing? What am I focusing on the first week? The second week, the third week might be an offer, a promotion. The fourth week might be whatever. Mondays, like I said, I post something motivational. Tuesdays, I'll post testimonials. Wednesday, I post what we do. So I might say we do video marketing. And then my next post might be, I do social media management. My next post might say, I do strategy. My next post might say, we'll help you build your webinar. My next post might say, we'll get you booked on podcasts. So right there, I've told you about 8 different things that my company does. That's 2 months worth of Wednesday posts, right? Thursday, I focus on who I'm going after. So are you a corporate executive looking to leave the corporate world and want to build your own business, but have no experience? Well, we understand that money might be tight. So here's a good way for you to generate leads for free until you become profitable enough to grow through scale ads. Boom. That's my one ad right there. My second ad might be, or my second post might be, are you an aspiring entrepreneur who has a goal or dream in your heart and you are at the startup phase of your business and you want to learn the foundation so that you can guarantee your success in the future? Well, if so, check out our program. We show you how to get free leads until you can scale, blah, 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 blah. The next Thursday, I might talk to, let me see, corporate executives. The next week, I might talk to marketing agency owners, right? So those are 3. All my services and products are the same, but the people that I'm speaking to are calling out the images that I'm using, the words I'm using in my descriptions, the hashtags will all be different and they'll all help me to grow organically. So the first Thursday of the month, I might focus on, like I said, are you a corporate executive looking to leave the corporate world and start your own business in affiliate marketing? The second Thursday of the month, I might say, are you an aspiring entrepreneur that has no business background and you really want to get off? We want to set the foundation for a fast start so you can guarantee your success in the future. Follow me for more. The next Thursday, I might talk to agency owners. Hey, are you an agency owner or a marketing company that's looking for a competitive edge? You want to make sure that you're staying on top of the latest trends so that you can get more customers and serve your clients better. Well, here's a new program that does this, that, and the other, right? So right there, I've talked about 3 different people, 3 different types of people that could buy my services or products, and I will have a specific marketing campaign just to that target group or buyer persona. And I think that's really all I want to say about that. Yeah, so just plan out for 1 month. Again, you can talk about your service, your product, a promotion, the place, the people. And again, I just use an Excel sheet. That's really all that I use. So with that is the end of my presentation, and we still have another 10 or 15 minutes, which is great. So I'm going to take questions. I'm going to start with Amal because she had her hand up first. Then I'm going to go to Mia. Then I'm going to circle back to Ernesto. And then if anybody has any other questions or concerns that they want to bring up, feel free to do that. And then at the end, I would like feedback from everybody. I like to learn. I want to deliver a good presentation. Let me know if you learned something. Let me know if you learned something new, any golden nuggets that you can take away that you think you might be able to implement in your business right away, or if you've had an aha or light bulb moment. I would like to learn from you what you learned from me. So I'm going to start with Amal, then go to Mia, then go to Ernesto, and maybe Charisse. I think I had you. So we're going to do Amal, Mia, Ernesto, Charisse, and anybody else who wants to chime in after that. So Amal, sorry to put you off for a few minutes. Go ahead, take it away.
I mean, it's all right. I almost kind of like forgot what I was wanted to say, but thank God I wrote it down.
Sorry interrupting. Sorry everyone. Nakame, before you're taking the question, so I have
You're leaving? Okay.
I have to leave. So a reminder for everyone coming back at 2 o'clock. And also, Nakame, I'm not sure if did you do any updates on the slide deck?
Yeah, this whole all of this stuff is new. Like all of the yeah.
Can you share with me? Then I can share this.
That's right, because you have the old one still.
Yeah.
I will. I'll send you the new one. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day, Yang.
Okay, bye,
I'll stop the recording when we're done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so Amal and then Mia, unless you were finished, Amal.
Okay, so the first thing I want to say is how I admire you so much. To be honest, I grew up, I love TED Talks. I love all of the things that you were talking about, all of the things that you were able to achieve. Seriously, it's an inspiration for me. And I'm not just saying that,
Aww. I got to put my email in you guys make sure to email me because I have free goodies to give away.
Totally.
Amal. Okay, thank you, my love. Thank you. Thank you. Mwah.
Sharing,
Okay.
all of this, sharing the knowledge. I mean, in this day and age, it's kind of like challenging for people to be able to be out there and to help out and to share whatever they know. So you do it so gracefully and so nicely, and I really appreciate that.
Woo, gonna make me all emotional. Thank you. You're so sweet. Oh, I just want to help entrepreneurs be successful. I mean, I've got a family, parents. Some people want to send money back home. Some people just want some money to secure their savings. I mean, and so many people have such great ideas. And there are people that need your services and products. So I like to help small business entrepreneurs be successful. Because I mean, I could go make hundreds and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars at corporate, but it wouldn't fill my soul. And they can replace me. They can get another chief marketing officer. But I think what I have to bring to the marketplace is quite unique. So I'm happy to deliver it to good, hard working, well-meaning, well-deserving people like you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, Mia, honey, you're next.
No, so the question,
sorry.
that was just like something that I really
no problem. We got 15 minutes, so we got time.
So the question was, because it gets a little bit overwhelming with the whole budgeting for the marketing part. This is where I'm focused on right now.
Okay.
I am using the social media platforms, but I cannot afford to advertise on it yet. So from your own experience, what was the best approach that you used in that phase, that initial phase, like before actually paying money to be able to, besides making the videos and the content, and like, what was the strategy that kind of like helped you to like generate that money so that you'd be able to like pour it into the marketing?
Okay, so I'm putting my email address here. Make sure you guys email Nikimbe Beobab at Mappdom.com. That program that I keep talking to you about, the free leads, that's what I did. So again, I didn't have any budget when I started, but I knew I needed to create content. I knew video marketing was the hottest thing. I could do it quickly, cheap, it was effective, free. So that's how I started. I just started making videos, put my URL landing page link in every YouTube description. I had it in my LinkedIn profile. I had it on my Facebook profile. Like I had my link everywhere. And by creating content, showing what I do, showing results, showing happy customers, then people will be like, oh, when they need a website, they message me, or when they need social media, they message me. And so again, everything I teach is everything I did, started 100%. I still don't put any money into paid advertising because I've done it before and I got burned. And unless you have, this is another thing I didn't get to mention, but another expert told me, unless you have 10 times the value of your service or product available for testing, don't even start paid advertising, because you need to test to see what's going to work. So for me, it all started out with video marketing, and then I moved to local marketing, got my reviews, got my reputation, doing very well online. And then used all of that in my social media, took a look at my analytics. So I have a process. I can send it. I can share with anybody who emails me.
Yeah, I'm very interested to know, especially the frequency of how often do you post and these kind of stuff. Like, it would be really helpful.
Yeah, well, technically speaking, you should post every day, because I mean, I know there are some, and again, it depends, because sometimes people don't even get sales from social media. Like I had a class yesterday and the girl's like, well, I'm on social media to have a presence, but that's not where she gets the majority of her sales. She does get them from her one-on-one interactions and word of mouth, but at least she has a social media profile. So I'm saying that because if you want the algorithms to pay attention to you and social media is important, you really should post every day. She posts once a week, and that's fine. Companies post every day, multiple times a day on all platforms, because we have the budget, we have the department to maximize that. But again, you want to move from small business thinking to enterprise thinking to get enterprise results, right? So that's that. And then you can just circle back with me. So then we'll go to Mia, and then Ernesto and Charisse. So Mia, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. I liked your strategy. I like that you gave us like kind of like a chart for per month. That's pretty much exactly what I need at this point.
Good.
I was looking for those kind of structures, and there we go. I found you.
Yay.
So that was
Good.
great. My question is, so I wanted to utilize some like community type of advertising to, gain loyalty and just keep my customer in a loop. But I'm not too sure how to like make it engaging and create like a loyal environment for like community wise.
Yeah. Community can be tough just because so many people are like fighting for attention. But something I see people do is they'll just be like, oh, here's another quick tip. People don't actually like to write a lot of stuff. They don't like to expose themselves on social media. So for example, on Facebook, I see a lot of people I see a lot of people saying something like this. We have, I just came up with this really great strategy that helped me do this. If you want to know about it, put 1 in the comments. So that's one way, just don't ask them to say yes, they like it, or no. Don't ask them to put yes or no. Ask them to put a 1 or a 2, or, sometimes drop money or whatever, but you want to tell them to do things. Also, so asking questions, asking for feedback will encourage engagement. You can also, if anyone likes your post, just reach out to them, reply to them. Thanks for liking my post, and make it a part of your day. Like dedicate 1 hour where you're interacting with people online. And the algorithms actually really like that. So direct messaging people, commenting on comments. If people comment on your post, you want to respond within an hour. That kind of stuff will help you with engagement. Asking for feedback and maybe peer-to-peer connections, like encouraging people within the community to connect with each other, or telling people, hey, why don't you get yourself an accountability partner? So it's not just resting on you all the time. And giving them tasks or assignments, or doing a challenge. So, hey, we have a 3-day challenge. I want you to do this, that, and the other, and every day report back in what worked or what you had struggles with. So it's about engaging, entertaining, and asking for feedback and stuff like that.
Okay. I have thanks for the answer. It's it's definitely very, very good. I can kind of picture that just from your response. I have another question regarding when you talk about networking. So I think because like it's an e-commerce, right? And so I don't to me, like I feel like majority of my time would be spending on like marketing and the pull type of sales. Like marketing is like sales, but you pull people to draw people to you. So in that sense, like what should I consider when I thinking about, okay, what's the sale?
Okay, so you lost me at the last part. What do you mean? What are you considering? What's your question? Ask me your question one more time.
So like so for my type of business, like I would do mostly online, right?
Okay.
So I got a little bit lost. Like I know that it's important to network, but I get a little bit lost on like what do I do through networking?
Okay, so so what I would say is just, again, plan it, put in your calendar, pick a day, pick 2 hours every Monday from 1 to 3, or every evening, or every Tuesday evening from 6 to 9, or from 6 to 8. I'm going to go online. I'm going to look at people's profiles. I'm going to comment. I'm going to say that was a great post. I'm going to DM people. So you just have to have a plan. And if you put it in your calendar, you'll be consistent with it. And the consistency is what's going to grow to success.
Okay, so my networking will be more online.
Yeah, because you're doing digital. Yeah, because you're doing digital, I would say more online. Like you definitely want to do local, just like because it's good to get out there. Like I said, people will see you. You can get awards. You can take pictures. So you actually want to move from behind your desk, even though you're an e-commerce business. But if you're e-commerce, then you want to look for partnerships, and that's probably going to be globally, digitally, or online and worldwide.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yay. All right, then I'm going to go to Charisse and then Ernesto. And then we've got Arif, and we only got like 5 minutes. So I'm going to ask everybody to keep their questions short, like for 1 or 2 minutes for the last 3 people, and then we'll be done. So Charisse.
Somebody's doing some construction upstairs. But
No
first
worries.
of all, I just want to say thank you so much. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be in this program. And then I want to say also that I'm intrigued, blown away by your presentation. So thank you for that.
Thank
I wanted
you.
to say about the AI and the marketing. I'm happy that you presented that task, because now I know that we don't have to actually come up with so much money to get the work done through the sites that you've given us to check out. And also, I do have my LinkedIn page, and I do advertisement with Kijiji now and
Okay, right, yeah.
yeah, now and again. But I'm glad that I got this opportunity, like I say, to hear from you, because I don't take the time out to work on my LinkedIn page as much as I possibly can. I have a lot of new cleaning articles and stuff that I've done. I notice
Good.
people are checking out my page because they have
Yay.
something set up that, like you said, your competitors. So you have to put in this range of 4, and then it lets you know like what rating you are or how much people checked out your page. So what I need to do more is be consistent on my social media, LinkedIn, because I know I'm getting a lot of views, but I'm not putting in the groundwork. Like you said, I should have this Excel spread to say, okay, this week I'm going to do this, and then this day. And so I'm very appreciative of that. I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Good, good, good. Well, thank you so much for your comments. I'm glad that you're looking at your LinkedIn. And I mentioned, again, one of the commandments, do testing, be dense, like don't practice shallow marketing. So by you looking at your analytics and knowing what articles get the most engagement, you'll know what to focus on. Maybe people are really focused on the environmental aspect of the product that you use, and you may not have ever known that that was something. And now you can start talking about that. So yay, good for you. And then we'll go to Ernesto, and then we'll end with Arif. Ernesto, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. I just wanted to say
Alrighty.
thank you for the tools and the inspiration. I found many nuggets. I wanted to confirm your email, please.
Yes,
It's
yes.
Nakimbe at mappdom.com.
Yeah, no, it's there. It's Nakimbe Baobab. So you forgot my last name. Nakimbe.
Sorry, I was
okay.
addressing your person. Yes.
No problem. Nakimbe Baobab at Mappdom.com. So NAKIMBE BAOBAB at MAPPDOM.com. Yay! And then we'll take a read, and then we are right on time. Yes, go ahead, Arif.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much, Nagin. For us who are not the marketing people, it has been very, very insightful, and loved your presentation as well. Thank you for that. The question is in supplement to Mia's question. So, for example, if I have an e-commerce business, so normally e-commerce business sells as a B2C, directly from a business to customer, right?
Right.
So if I go to a networking event or something like that, it's hard to pitch or something like that I sell my products and you should buy it. When somebody like networking event, important people come in, right? So I don't want to sell my clothes or something like that, or my electronics directly to them. So what would be my strategy? First of all, how much effective for an e-commerce business to go to a networking event and pitch those ideas? Then if there is a good value in it, how do I approach the customers?
Okay, well, excellent question. So first of all, if anybody's, and then we'll wrap up with this. If anybody is familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a big social media guy. And his whole thing is jab, 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 punch, which is another way for saying give, give, ask. So the first mind shift you should have is when you're going to these networking events, it's not about pitching your stuff. Don't even think about pitching your stuff, offering your sale. Never have it be about you. You're going there to collect information. You're going there to meet people. You're going to find out what they do, what they're interested, what they need help with. And then if you're able to connect them with someone or point them towards a resource or give them some advice, you're going to be more memorable and more valuable to them than some stranger that comes in with your business card trying to push you and peddle your service or product like everybody else does. Nobody respects that. Nobody respects that. You don't like when it's done to you, and people don't like when it's done to them. So go in the mindset that you're there to give and that you're there to serve and that you're there to learn and you're there to connect. That's going to change your energy. It's going to change your conversations. You're going to learn more. Your mind is going to be more open. And then you can follow up. Hey, I had a really great conversation with you. Love what you do. Oh, by the way, I sell this XYZ e-commerce thing online. If you ever know anyone who needs it, please let me know. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you told me about that. Yeah, my brother's actually looking for an XYZ. So that's what you should do. Go in with the mindset to develop relationships, connection, learn, get feedback, be there to serve, be of service, give resources, point in a direction, give advice, connect, and then follow up, and then talk about your business. Again, people don't care what you do until they know that you care. So that was my advice. Yes.
Very important. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Wonderful. Good luck with the rest of your program. I appreciate all of you guys today. Please send me an email because I have lots of good free bonuses and good free bonuses and goodies and giveaways to give to everybody. Oh, thanks for the hearts, Amal. All right, you guys have a great day. Good luck with your program. Reach out to me if you need to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. God bless. Bye-bye.
Have a good day and a good weekend.
Have a beautiful week.
Thank
Bye,
you, love.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next week.